Cincinnati's offense continues to gel. Head coach Marvin Lewis has few complaints about his quarterback's play. He also tells us that it is important for his quarterback not to press, don't put the football in harm's way, and don't worry about anybody else. Lewis preaches to Dalton all the time. Just keep doing what you're doing and let me bring everybody else around you up to your level. Andy Dalton has been slowly shedding his reputation as being wildly inconsistent. It seems to be in his past now, and that's where Marvin Lewis wants it to stay. Kenny?
Thanks, Pam. Bengals won the toss, elected to defer. This is Chris Thompson on the return for the Redskins. Out to the 20-yard line. James Wright, the tackle on special teams, as Kirk Cousins leads the Redskins offense onto the field here at Wembley.
Well, Kirk Cousins, we talked about in the open. He's been hot of late. You see the last 4 games. Last week in a defeat, 30 of 39, and had some throwaways in there. Playing at a very high level, Kenny, and it's just getting better for him because he's got Jordan Reed, the tight end, and his top receiver back after missing a couple games with a concussion.
But the Redskins do not have their leading rusher, Matt Jones, out with a knee injury. So the rookie out of Tulane, Robert Kelly, in the backfield as Cousins finds his man on first down. Taking it out to the 28-yard line is Jordan Reed, Redskins leading receiver, now with 34 receptions. Missed the last 2 games due to a concussion.
Well, you accomplish a couple things on that play. Kirk Cousins is a guy who plays well when he's in rhythm. You can help him get into rhythm by moving him a little bit. They like to do that early. You also got Jordan Reed, who's been out, as we just discussed. You get him involved in the game right away.
Shovel 55. Shovel.
Redskins with 3 tight ends on second down and 3. This is Kelly, and he gets swallowed up back behind the line of scrimmage by Geno Atkins. Redskins lost their first 2 games of the season to the Steelers and the Cowboys. They've come back to win 4 of their last 5.
And they've been more balanced as a team, and that's led to greater productivity. Kirk Cousins has a lot of weapons at his disposal, along with Jordan Reed. Speed outside with Deshaun Jackson. Jamison Crowder in the slot has really come on to be a key component of their offense, especially on third down.
Third down and 3. Cousins complete. And Deshaun Jackson picks up a first down out to the 32-yard line.
Really nice job, Kenny, of moving Deshaun Jackson around. You see him on the motion, and then you got to respect his speed. Even at 32 years old, you have to respect the speed of Deshaun Jackson. And he always will have cushion. He wants to get up top, but to me, you got to take those kind of routes, and that will open up down the field passing for Deshaun Jackson.
Redskins with the fewest 3 and outs in the league, only 6 all season. They pick up the first down. Cousins again looking for Jackson with Drake Kirkpatrick defending. 2nd and 10 upcoming.
That again, Deshaun Jackson been seeing a lot of off coverage because cornerbacks are smart. They don't want to get beat deep. And so Washington trying to take advantage of that with the quick outs. That one misfired just by a little.
Just underway from Wembley. First trip to London for both the Redskins and the Bengals. 3 wide receiver set. Thompson in the backfield. 2nd and 10. Cousins over the middle. And once again it is Reed. Jordan Reed able to hang on and picks up another Redskins first down out to the 43-yard line, a gain of 12.
He's such a dynamic player at the tight end position, a big target. And there you go, Jordan Reed, right back to the contact of the NFL after missing a couple games due to concussion. Brings that football in as Perfect and Vincent Ray are staring down upon him and then falls forward.
Reed set a franchise record for tight ends last season with 87 receptions. Off to a good start today here at Wembley. Off the fake to Kelly. Cousins off his back foot. Throws it away. In the vicinity of Deshaun Jackson. 2nd and 10 for the Redskins.
Redskins We've seen him coming out throwing today. But of late, what's really helped them out is the way they've been running the football. Last week, it was 134 yards on the ground against the Detroit Lions in defeat. You see Cousins' numbers heating up of late, as we alluded to in the open.
Thompson, the lone back. Jackson split wide to the right. Cousins swings it out. It's Jamison Crowder. Nice change of direction. First down and more into Bengals territory. Crowder finally brought down at the Cincinnati 40-yard line by Michael Johnson, a 17-yard catch and run.
And really what they're doing, there's a run play called, but Cousins sees favorable matchup outside, so he gives it to Jamison Crowder. And Jamison Crowder, a punt returner, took 185 yards back earlier this year as a punt returner. The ball in his hands, he's electric. Jamison Crowder playing better seemingly each and every week for the Redskins.
7 catches last week against the Lions for 108 yards. Kelly in the backfield, 2 tight ends set. From the Cincinnati 40, this is Kelly making his first NFL start. And he is tackled after a gain of 3 by Will Clark.
You look at Rob Kelly, he's an undrafted free agent. They call him Fat Rob, that's his nickname. And you see he was a fullback and a running back at Tulane. Undrafted free agent this year and just worked his way on to the team with his performance in preseason, and it hasn't dropped off since. 6.1 yards per attempt in his rookie season.
Starting for the injured Matt Jones on 2nd and 7. Here's Kelly, and he gets dragged down at the 32 by George Iloka. So the Redskins now facing a 3rd down and 2.
Rob Kelly, just take a look at him. One thing you like about him that the Redskins like, he hits the hole. Doesn't do a whole lot of dancing around. Iloka barely hangs on to him, but a very favorable 3rd down situation. Now 3rd and 3. That's what they want more out of Matt Jones, who's been productive at 4.6 yards per carry, but seemingly always wants to bounce the ball. Rob Kelly will hit it downhill.
Cousins on 3rd and 2. It is complete to Pierre Garçon for another Redskins first down to the Cincinnati 26-yard line.
Well, we've talked about their weaponry, Kenny, and now on this first drive, 4 receivers, 4 different targets have touched the ball. Pierre Garçon, a very strong receiver. Hard to bring him down as Pac-Man Jones barely hangs on, but a first down for Washington.
Garçon with at least 1 catch in 94 consecutive games. New set of downs for Washington from the Bengals 26. This is Kelly. Kelly picks up 3. Johnson and Jones on the tackle. So, as you mentioned, a balanced offense during this first drive, John, for the Redskins. Kirk Cousins has started the game 5 of 7.
Well, he's picking up where he left off, and I said it, you know, even in defeat. Now, the issue for Kirk Cousins and the Redskins, it's been on these critical situations. 3rd down, red zone. 3rd down's been really good today. Let's see as they move into this red zone. They've struggled, but he's been picking it up, as has his team of late down in that area as well.
2nd down and 7. As Cousins throws, some miscommunication. Jordan Reed was cutting the other way.
You know, one thing, Kenny, Chris Thompson is a dynamic back, and one of the best ways to keep a dynamic back in is to blitz. You make sure you blitz them, and here's Thompson. That's exactly what Sean Williams does right here. You blitz, and not only does that put pressure on Cousins, it keeps one of your most dynamic targets in Chris Thompson in the backfield.
Redskins 2 for 2 on 3rd down on this drive.
Jupiter.
Cousins on 3rd and 7. Over the middle, it's complete to Reed, and Reed picks up another Washington first down. So the Redskins make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down as Reed gains 12 on his 3rd reception.
Look there's Jordan Reed, and he's just going to cut in, and then Pac-Man Jones has a chance to stop him short of the line to gain, but Reed puts his foot in the ground, puts on the brakes. Pac-Man Jones flies right by, and Reed showing why he was the Redskins' leading receiver before getting injured, and having a great first series for Washington.
As you mentioned, Redskins struggling in the red zone. They have 3 red zone turnovers so far this season. Cousins on first down, complete to Crowder, and he is tackled at the 4-yard line by Josh Shaw. A gain of 7 from Kirk Cousins to Jamison Crowder.
It's really interesting. You watch Kirk Cousins, and people think he's a veteran quarterback in his 5th year, but he really hasn't started that long. Last year, his first year really starting, being the full-time starter. Earlier this year, he came back from a hot ending to last season, but yet came in kind of skittish, not confident. Now I'm seeing an extremely confident quarterback there, letting it go where his eyes take him.
15th play of the drive for the Redskins. On second down, it is Kelly, and Kelly takes it in for a Redskins touchdown.
Kenny, what a drive and what a finish for Rob Kelly. Beautiful view here. See the offense line, Laval, and then Jordan Reed with the key block. But what a cut by Rob Kelly, filling in for Matt Jones, but running very effectively. 7 minutes and 22 seconds on the opening drive. You can't draw it up any better.
First career rushing touchdown for Kelly. Does have a receiving TD. And Dustin Hopkins connects on the extra point. So the undrafted rookie out of Tulane, they call him Fat Rob. First NFL start, first rushing touchdown.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
7-0 lead for the Redskins. Their longest opening drive of the season. Bengals allow a touchdown on the opening drive by their opponent for the 4th time in 8 games.
Not the same defense in Cincinnati, a defense that's been one of the tops in the league, top 10 at least, and this year it's been anything but.
Alex Erickson, Rex Burkhead back deep for the Bengals. This is Erickson. Erickson out across the 30, still going. Across midfield, and finally forced out of bounds by Bashaud Breeland in Redskins territory.
Well, Kenny, the Bengals needed a jolt, and they got it via Alex Erickson, another college free agent in his rookie seasons, and that's just tremendously blocked. They take the edge away from the Redskins, and Erickson does a great job just following Tyler Croft for a huge return to get the Bengals going.
65 yards, longest of the season by the Bengals. There's that formation you were talking about, John.
They call it chaos.
Dalton swings it out on first down. It's Jeremy Hill, but he loses a couple.
Well, Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator for the Redskins, said, look, if anything, what it does, it makes you spend a lot of time preparing. But the Redskins and Joe Barry obviously prepared well. Look at Andy Dalton's basically counting numbers. If they have what they feel is a favorable matchup, they're going to throw it out to Jeremy Hill. But Preston Smith just does a great job along with Will Compton getting into the backfield.
Remember, you asked Joe Barry about that formation. He said, we have had to spend hours on it this week just in case. And that preparation paid off, as Dalton's pass is complete for a gain of 5 to the tight end, Tyler Croft.
You look at Andy Dalton, 6th year now in this system. Ironically enough, it started off with head coach for the Redskins, Jay Gruden, as his coordinator, but the last 4 games playing at an incredibly high level. I've been thoroughly impressed studying him. He's got great weaponry, working in some new receivers and doing a great job of doing that.
3rd down and 8. Bengals must get to the 26 for a first down. As Dalton throws, it's complete to the 24-yard line. Picking up the first down is the rookie out of Pitt. Second-round pick Tyler Boyd. Taken down by Kendall Fuller, but the Bengals able to move the chain.
Well, here's one of those new receivers. Mohamed Sanu leaves, goes to the Falcons. Marvin Jones up in Detroit, so you got to break in some new receivers, and Tyler Boyd's been one of those guys along with Brandon LaFell. And Dalton finds the rookie for the first down.
Hewitt in motion from the 25. Inside the 20, it is Hill, and he takes it all the way down to the Washington 16-yard line. What a game last Sunday against the Browns. 9 carries, 168 yards. And you see what the Bengals did as a team last week as well.
Well, everything was working last week, especially Jeremy Hill.
Bengals go to the hurry up, and Hill picks up another first down to the Redskins 12. This all set up by that 65-yard kickoff return by Alex Erickson.
And watch the patience of Jeremy Hill. This is one thing his head coach Marvin Lewis said they were working on. Every run's not going to be a 74-yard run like he had last week. Sometimes be all right with 4 or 5, and Jeremy Hill gets a nice rest. But the thing for Cincinnati, now they bring in Giovanni Bernard, another spectacular running back.
This is Bernard, spins inside the 10. Down to the 8-yard line. Dante Whitner playing in his 150th NFL game. Makes the tackle for the Redskins.
Dante Whitner, playing well for the Redskins, has really come in and given them a boost. A veteran presence in that back end. They've got David Bruton hurt. D'Angelo Hall, who was a converted corner, came to safety. So a couple injuries back there, and Dante Whitner's been a really nice addition for them.
Second down at 5. This is Bernard inside the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown. And there is a flag at the end of the run.
During the run, personal foul, face mask, number 26 defense. The result of the play is a touchdown. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So there's Alex Erickson, longest ever kickoff return in London in the 17 games played here.
I'm sorry, Kenny, the 2 guards, Zeitler and Clint Bowling, get out and pull, and that's one thing these guys do well. They get out and lead these running backs, and you see Breland get a fistful of face mask that will be tacked on.
Bernard in for a couple of plays. Looked like Hill may have injured his arm on his last run. So it is Bernard who takes it in for his second rushing touchdown of the season. All set up by this 65-yard return by Alex Erickson. We are tied at 7.
This game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light. Beer with your team on it.
Fans heading to the stadium from the Wembley Park tube station.
I love it over here. It's such a great spectacle. Now, Cincinnati traveled well, but typically, and what we saw right there, jerseys from every team in the NFL. They really are starting to understand, and they love their NFL football over here.
Right, we were counting on the way in. First 8 people we saw with jerseys representing 8 different teams. Bengals kick off from the 50 following the penalty on Breland. Thompson up the sideline. Redskins back on offense in a 7-7 game.
Should I stay or should I go now?
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet. More 2016 J.D. Power Dependability Awards than any other brand. By Corona Extra, who invites you to find your beach. And by Lowe's.
A look at the Tower Bridge. Johnny had a chance to check out the glass floor walkway on the top level, 42 meters above the river earlier this week.
So much to see over here, and such a, gosh, the architecture is so beautiful. The people are great. Been a wonderful week over here.
Sure has. Tremendous hospitality. Both teams arrived on Friday morning. On the toss, it's Kelly. Cuts back the other way. So Rob Kelly makes something out of nothing as he gains 5 out to the 26-yard line.
That looked like a rugby scrum over here. But Rob Kelly continuing to keep his feet going. That's one thing I've been really impressed in the limited reps that I've watched of him. His feet are always moving, and typically the first tackler does not bring him down.
Rob Kelly with the Redskins touchdown. Giovanni Bernard answering for the Bengals. 3 minutes remaining, first quarter. 3 tight end set for Washington.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Redskins took too much time. Jay Gruden, you mentioned, former offensive coordinator under Marvin Lewis for 3 seasons in Cincinnati from 2011 through 2013.
Jay Gruden was telling his offense, we got to go, boys. We can't be going backwards.
On 2nd and 9, it's Thompson. Thompson out to the 25. So the Redskins, who were terrific on 3rd down on that opening possession, perfect 3 for 3. Now facing a 3rd down and 5.
Chris Thompson, you know, is so, you see the 3rd down conversion rate, but such a valuable asset for these guys. Washington on 3rd down that Jay Gruden really has to pull back from one to use him more on 1st and 2nd down because he's so invaluable on these 3rd down situations. A real tough matchup for linebackers.
Redskins must get to the 29 for a 1st down, and they do, as the catch is made by DeSean Jackson, and a couple of flags are thrown.
Kenny, I think they're going to get a late hit after DeSean Jackson caught that ball for the 1st down.
Personal foul. Defense for unnecessarily contacting a down player. 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic. 1st down.
That's been a point of emphasis for a while now in the league. When I was playing early on in my career, he was not touched, so you could go down and hit him. Now they're essentially saying he's given himself up. Not only was it late, his head was down with Sean Williams for the Bengals.
So the Redskins again convert on 3rd down, and then you tack on the 15-yard penalty. 1st and 10 from the 46. Cousins handing it off to Kelly. Kelly to midfield. Gain of 4. And some more extracurricular activity. 24 is Adam Jones. Chatting with Pierre Garçon.
Well, the Bengals have been known for a little extracurricular from time to time, and the Washington Redskins, I promise you know that, not afraid to mix it up a little to try to get these guys to do something after the play.
2nd down and 6 off the fake to Kelly. Cousins fires, and the catch is made by Garçon for a Redskins 1st down. So Pierre Garçon says, take that to the Bengals defense as he gains 23.
Well, it's really a tough offense to deal with. First of all, you're going to see a great blitz pickup. Spencer Long, the center, that gives all the time in the world, and you see Garçon wide open, uses his speed to put the pressure on the corner. Drake Kirkpatrick puts on the brakes, and Kirk Cousins very accurately delivers.
First quarter comes to an end. Redskins on the move, tied at 7 in London. We start the 2nd quarter from Wembley Stadium. Redskins Bengals tied at 7. Kenny Albert, John Lynch, Pam Oliver, and our Fox crew. 1st and 10 from the Bengals 27-yard line. This is Thompson. Stays on his feet. And that is wrestled down by Williams. So Chris Thompson seeing some more action on early downs today due to the Matt Jones injury. Gains 5.
Now, Kenny, you look at Chris Thompson, but Kirk Cousins and offensive coordinator Sean McVay, they've got so many weapons at their disposal for Kirk Cousins. And you just look at all the people that have touched the ball already. When you start looking at all these guys can play, and Kirk Cousins says, look, I just go where the read goes. If Sean McVay wants to get it to someone, that's on him.
2nd and 4 off the fake to Kelly. Catch is made inside the 20-yard line, and then the hard hit by Montez Perfect on Vernon Davis. And that is Ray Maualuga, the Bengals linebacker, who remains down. So we'll take a break from London, early 2nd quarter.
Today's game is sponsored by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by the new Bacon King sandwich, only at Burger King.
London Ice outside of the 10s. A look at the injured Bengal in his 8th season, Ray Maualuga.
And Ray Maualuga got hit making that tackle on Vernon Davis by his own teammate Montez Perfect. Looks like he's all right. That's a good sign for the Cincinnati Bengals.
3rd down and 3 for the Redskins. Cousins has completed his last 5 pass attempts. They give to Thompson as the Redskins keep it on the ground on 3rd down. Thompson stopped short.
And Jay Gruden doesn't hesitate to send his offense right back out there. Rob Kelly out there, and here come 2 tight ends. And Inseki, an extra tackle who will play as an extra tight end to try to get this 1 yard on 4th down.
Here's Inseki, number 79. Maualuga back on the field. Just only 1 play. And now a timeout is taken by the Bengals, their first. Well, John, coming up tonight after football, it is Game 5 of the World Series from Wrigley Field in Chicago, with the Cleveland Indians leading the Cubs 3-1.
A lot of people surprised, but Terry Francona has just been money in World Series baseball as a manager, and even over here in London, we've got some Cleveland Indian fans. I don't know if that will make the Cincy folks too happy.
We've seen all 32 NFL jerseys, and now the Tribe represented. How about Terry Francona's career record in World Series games, now 11-1.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
4th down and 1 for the Redskins following the timeout. Kelly in the backfield. This is Kelly. Kelly gets stripped up. And it looks like he was stopped short.
You know, look, I love the decision to go for it on 4th and 1, but watch the play. Look how long this takes to develop. And Ray Maualuga gets penetration. I think he's going to be short. And the Redskins have been so good up front. I think just something straight ahead. When you do something, a counter action like that, takes a while for it to develop. And the Bengals all over.
So Maualuga, the initial contact, slowed him down, and then finished off by Dre Kirkpatrick. Bengals defense stopping the Redskins on 4th and short. Bengals take over after stopping the Redskins on 4th down. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line off the fake to Hill. Dalton in trouble, and he throws it out of bounds.
Kenny, you know, on that 4th down, right after the 3rd down, A key timeout by Marvin Lewis because the Bengals actually had 12 guys on the field. He runs down, gets the timeout. That sets up the next fourth down where they stopped him. A great job by Marvin Lewis, understanding that they had the wrong personnel, too many guys out there. He hustled down to get the timeout, and it turned out to be a big one.
Good job by the Bengals head coach, now in his 14th season, a former assistant with the Redskins under Steve Spurrier back in 2002. Assistant head coach and defensive coordinator. As Hill gets swallowed up, Tiki Hood, the first Redskin in on the tackle.
And you could see both defenses after just getting it run right down their throats on the opening drives, now starting to settle in and building the wall there. And the Bengals now moving with tempo. There's Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator for the Washington Redskins.
Third down and 8. Bengals must get to the 28 for a first down, and they will not, as that pass sailed away from the intended receiver, the tight end Tyler Eifert, who returned from back surgery last week, played in his first game last Sunday against the Browns. Bengals will punt it away.
And this is something they really like with Tyler Eifert. They like to put him on the backside of trips and isolate him. They like that matchup with Dante Whitner, but Dante Whitner says, you know what, Eifert's been hurt for a while. I don't have to back up. He plays it incredibly well all over him. And Dalton misfires, but probably wisely.
Kevin Huber punting from his own 10. Good kick, taken at the 21 by Crowder. Jamison Crowder out to the 35-yard line. Clark Harris, the special teams tackle, and there is a flag.
Today's game is sponsored by the new 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Jeep, free to be.
Back in London with the Redskins and the Bengals tied at 7, offsetting penalties at the end of that punt return. Redskins with a long drive, and then the Bengals come back, score a touchdown. So early second quarter, I know you've been impressed by the Washington offense.
Well, I just watch them. I mean, they're running the football effectively. Their offensive line doing a great job both on the run and the pass. And we've talked much about all the targets at Kirk Cousins' disposal. I mean, he can go to 5 different guys, and they're all legitimate threats. So it's going to be tough, and Cincinnati's got to find an answer. And the answer always is pressure on a quarterback, but it's hard to do when Washington has this balance. So Cincy just has the one big stop.
Yeah, the Bengals did find an answer following that first Redskins score, thanks to the long kickoff return. Today, the 17th NFL game in London, preseason back in '83. And then the first regular season game took place, Giants and Dolphins, in 2007. 23 teams have played regular season games in London. Jacksonville has played the most with 4. And these are the top-selling jerseys, John, in Europe.
You see Aaron Rodgers, some Packer fans there. I'll tell you another proper jersey over here, as they might say, Dan Marino. You see a lot of Dan Marinos out here. You see a lot of the old Chicago Bears. But a great mix of jerseys, of fans. It's really fun seeing these people start to learn our game.
They love the fridge. And the 85 Bears here in London. Cousins with all kinds of time on first down, and the catch is made by the tight end Vernon Davis down the sideline into Bengals territory. Davis takes it all the way to the Cincinnati 35-yard line, a 44-yard connection.
Kenny, you said it perfectly. All the time in the world. Just look at this. No one around Cousins, and then another weapon. Vernon Davis, one of the good byproducts of Jordan Reed being hurt. They rediscovered that Vernon Davis can still play. He's been running away from people here the last couple weeks, and so now...
And now a challenging the spot, John, as the Redskins hurry up to the line. Marvin Lewis has thrown the challenge flag. The question is, where did Vernon Davis initially step out of bounds?
Vernon Davis last week gave the Detroit Lions fits.
Challenging the ruling on the field that the receiver remained in bounds while running his pass route. We'll review the play.
Carl Jeffers will take a look.
Well, you see Vernon Davis up here. And what the Bengals are challenging is that he stepped out of bounds, not while catching the ball, but prior. And to my eye, you just can't see. There's no angle.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Washington. Cincinnati will be charged with a timeout.
And if Davis did step out of bounds, it happened right in front of the Bengals sideline. They had a close-up view, but you heard Carl Jeffers ruling on the field stands. So it's a 44-yard pass play. And the Redskins are in Bengals territory once again. From the Cincinnati 35. Cousins underneath. It's Davis once again. And Vernon Davis picks up another Washington first down to the Bengals 20, a gain of 15.
And as I mentioned, when Jordan Reed was out, Jay Gruden, Sean McVay kind of rediscovered that, you know what, this guy can still play. He certainly can still run. Kirk Cousins looking for the sluggo seam. They fake the slant and go. DeSean Jackson running the seam, and Vernon Davis just sitting down and giving him an outlet for positive yardage.
So now the Redskins back where they were, John, on their last possession when they were stopped on fourth down moments ago. This is Kelly. Kelly gains just one. Will Clark on the tackle. Second down and 9 upcoming.
Their red zone woes really, the red zone woes, they've struggled in the red zone early in the season, and it was primarily around the fact that they turned over the ball early in the year. And now the last couple weeks it's been heating up. Kirk Cousins getting more comfortable as he is everywhere else down in this critical area of the field.
Looked like Perfect came up limping following the last play. 8 straight completions for Cousins. This is Chris Thompson to the Bengals 16, wrapped up by Vincent Ray. And now Perfect remains down. Looked like he was grabbing his right knee after that last play.
Here's the first time, 2 plays back. Vontae Perfect down on the bottom of that. Looks like his own teammate, Will Clark, actually falls on the back of his knee. Perfect takes the worst of that. Now, 1 play later, he stays down, and Perfect absolutely critical to what they do. And the Redskins, other than that 4th down stop, having a real tough time stopping this Redskin offense at all.
And earlier it was Perfect and Maualuga, his teammate, on the tackle by Perfect. Maualuga sat out of play. He eventually returned. And now it's Perfect who remains down.
There's Kirk Cousins, as they tend to Perfect. But Kirk Cousins really looking good. And you talk to him, and you can tell that he's feeling more confident with this offense. You can't quite figure out why he came in unconfident, but you see Kirk Cousins, he talks about spreading it to all 5 eligibles. There's DeSean Jackson, Jamison Crowder, who's been a big part of their offense. They get Jordan Reed, their leading receiver, back. Pierre Garçon gets in the action. And you add to that Vernon Davis becoming a threat, along with Chris Thompson. Just so many really good players on this offense, and to go along with it, an offensive line that's keeping them clean. It's a lethal combination. This offense playing as good as anyone in football last couple of weeks.
And although it's the first game in London for Cousins as Perfect leaves the field, he was here twice during the offseason. Came over to take part in some NFL activities, visited Wembley Stadium. 3rd down and 6. Vincent Ray has replaced Perfect for the Bengals as Cousins throws, and it's complete for another first down. It's Jordan Reed to the Bengals 8-yard line.
Jordan Reed, such a smart player. He finds that little window, and it's really just an option route for Jordan Reed, who's lined up right here. And watch him. He's just going to work in and say, okay, where can I sit? Sits down right in between the 2 players. And Kirk Cousins has so much trust for Reed, throws an accurate football. Another first down for the Redskins.
9 straight completions for Cousins. He's gone to the tight end 7 times. This is Kelly. And Rob Kelly works his way inside the 5-yard line. It's the Redskins' 3rd trip inside the 20. 3rd time in the red zone. Touchdown on their opening drive and then stopped on 4th down. Now looking to get it back into the end zone.
Well, they've got this defense on their heels. The Redskins offense has been on the field almost the entire first half. Almost 16 minutes of possession as opposed to 4.5 for the Cincinnati Bengals. Jay Gruden liking what he's seeing.
Redskins have run 30 plays to this point. The Bengals only 10. 2nd and goal from the 5. Cousins throws it out the back of the end zone.
Well, you can talk about all this great offense, but the Redskins' problem's been in the red zone. So unless you can punch it in, these are just empty yards. And so they're going to have to get better there. Fakes it out to Crowder and then good coverage on Reed and Deshaun Jackson.
3rd and goal from the Bengals 5. And a timeout is taken by the Redskins. Jay Gruden running down the sideline. Saw something he did not like.
Well, there's a little miscommunication. They started the formation on one side, shifted it over to the other.
So the Redskins will set up for their 3rd down play. Final round of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers kicks off when bitter rivals Mexico and the U.S. face off. Coverage begins November 11th, 7 Eastern on FS1, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Coming up 3 days from now here at Wembley, Tottenham and Bayer Leverkusen.
Better you say that than me.
Big match coming up here on Wednesday. 3rd and goal. Cousins looking, throws. It is Thompson, but he is stopped at the 2. On 3rd and goal, Carlos Dansby, the 13-year vet, makes the tackle. So the Redskins, who were stopped on 4th down on their last possession, now send out the field goal unit.
Well, you know, in a certain way, the Bengals got to feel good because everything has gone wrong. The Redskins have stayed on the field almost the entire half, moving the ball up and down the field, but you got a tie ball game, and now if they get a field goal, well, we held them to 3. So they're doing a nice job with the 4th down stop, and then now stopping them in the red zone.
20-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good. But the Bengals hold the Redskins to 3 in the red zone. 10-7 Washington. Well, John, the Redskins have dominated as far as time of possession, total plays, total yards, but lead by just 3.
But that's the name of the game, is points. And you see Pierre Garçon realizing that, and also a little frustration. We got to punch it in the end zone. Upset with Jay Gruden with the offensive lack of ability to punch it in. It's been a problem for the Redskins, something they have to fix to beat the better teams in this league.
Just 1 for 3 in the red zone today. Erickson had the 65-yard return earlier, will not take it out. So Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals will start from their 25-yard line, down by 3.
Andy Dalton, 3 of 5. He just hasn't been on the field enough.
No.
I mean, the one drive they were on the field, they looked really good, but
that was a short field following that big return. Andy Dalton, who celebrated his 29th birthday yesterday here in London. Back to work with Bernard in the backfield. Weber looked like Hill injured his arm earlier on that scoring drive. There is a flag as the catch is made by A.J. Green, the NFL's leading receiver, with Josh Norman defending.
it's like an illegal contact or hands to the face, something of that over on Josh Norman on that side of the ball, and Schefter's asking the Bengals bench what they would like to do if they want to keep the play or take the flag.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Number 24 defense, 5-yard penalty automatic. First down.
Watch Josh Norman and A.J. Green. Right away you see the bump and his left hand goes to the face mask of A.J. Green. That's against the rules and officials all over it, but that's an interesting matchup to watch. And here we have the chaos offense as they open up, and now they come back in as Andy Dalton doesn't see the numbers that he likes. They go right back to the traditional offense.
From the 30 on first down, up the middle, out to the 39-yard line. For a gain of 9, it is Bernard.
And you see with both of these offenses, both quarterbacks do so much at the line of scrimmage. An unbalanced line, little split belly, they call that play. Ryan Hewitt with the tremendous block, and Giovanni Bernard getting positive yardage.
Here it is again, John. As Dalton swings it out. And the Bengals pick up a first down. So the Redskins spent a lot of time working on this. The Daffy Duck or the chaos formation, and Tyler Boyd picks up a first.
Well, the Redskins call it Daffy Duck, Marvin Lewis, and the Bengals like to call it chaos. I call it positive yardage for Tyler Boyd and the Cincinnati Bengals. It really causes you to prepare, and it gives Andy Dalton an easy look at the numbers. Are the numbers favorable? We're going to throw it out there. If not, we bring it back like they did on the previous play and run part of their traditional offense.
From the 48, off the play fake. Dalton able to get rid of it. There is a flag. It is Bernard. Nice move around Norman. And Bernard takes it all the way to the 25, and then he lost the football. Now remember, there was a flag. It's recovered by Will Blackman. So 27 yards for Bernard. And we will check in with the referee, Carl Jeffers.
Josh Norman does punch that out, but the initial looks like it's going to be on Washington, a penalty.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. Prior to the pass, holding number 26 defense. That 5-yard penalty results in an automatic first down.
So that's Bashaud Breeland, his second penalty today.
They get the defense a hold, and that negates the fumble that Josh Norman caused. You're seeing that's becoming so prevalent in the NFL. Guys going in there and punching the ball. Here's Bashaud Breeland working in the slot on Brandon LaFell. And he hooks and restricts him. Just a quick pull, but enough to draw the defense a holding penalty.
So it's a first down for the Bengals from the Redskins 47. Jeremy Hill has returned. Dalton on first down, complete to the Redskins 37-yard line. Eifert. Tyler Eifert, second game back.
Here's Eifert. He's going to run a slant route. See the inside leverage by Dante Whitner, but with the route, Eifert takes that away. And we saw an earlier coverage on third down by Dante Whitner that was successful for Whitner and the Redskins. But that's a matchup that I promise you Andy Dalton's going to like. If they continue to cover Eifert with Dante Whitner, Andy Dalton will continue to wear that out.
Eifert gained 10, picks up the first down. This is Hill. Not much. Gain of a yard for Jeremy Hill, coming off that huge game last week, 168 yards on the ground against the Cleveland Browns.
Kenny, it's an improved Washington defense. Ryan Kerrigan right there told us the other day, look, it's been some odd growth. Early in the year we were causing turnovers, but the points were too high. Now we're really bringing down the points. We just got to get the turnovers back and put them all together. But an improved group for Washington on the defensive side of the ball.
Second down and 9 from the Redskins 36. Dalton in trouble. Down he goes. Back at the 47-yard line. Mason Foster along with Chris Baker.
Well, Chris Baker is a guy in the middle, a big man. Going to start right there. You're going to watch him just continue to rush. He splits the double team and comes right through to greet Andy Dalton. And very happy is the big man with the sack. Chris Baker playing well the last couple of weeks, looking like the pass rusher who can get there and finish guys off.
Only the Colts have allowed more sacks than the Bengals offensive line this season. Dalton again in trouble, gets rid of it. It's Eifert. And Eifert dives ahead, but not nearly enough. Gain of 12 needed to get to the Redskins 27. So the Bengals will send out the field goal unit with just under 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter here in London.
Well, nice play by Eifert to get them within the range of Mike Nugent. Made a 51-yarder in warm-ups.
From this exact spot. This will be a 51-yard attempt from the right hash. His career long is 55. Nugent from 51. It is no good. Wide to the left. Good in warm-ups. Not so here in the second quarter. Hooks it left. Sights and sounds here in London. Bengals, the designated home team. This field goal moments ago. So the Redskins take over, John, an excellent field position from their 41-yard line. Redskins 3 possessions in the first half, 3 trips into the red zone, only 1 touchdown, 1 field goal. Also stopped on a 4th down attempt.
Absolutely. They have to pay off the good play in the first half, and the way you pay it off by punching it in the end zone, and just points right here before the half would be huge for the Redskins.
Off the fake to Kelly. Cousins fires off the hands of Kelly, and then he took a hit from Carlos Dansby.
Kelly's got to be saying thanks a lot as Carlos Dansby and Michael Johnson right near him. Cousins throws it high, and Dansby lowers the boom on Fat Rob Kelly.
Yes, that was his nickname in college. I saw a photo of his backpack with Fat Rob inscribed on it. Thompson in for Kelly. 2nd and 10. It's Thompson. Looks to turn the corner, but Burfict is right there. Vontaze Burfict injured earlier, back on the field as we check in with Pam Oliver.
Hey there, Kenny. Vontaze Burfict, remember when he was hurt, he went into the locker room a little bit ago. When he came back out, he got the thumbs up. He has a right knee, but obviously he is good to go. We'll keep an eye on him. Back to you.
He's good to go. He's out there, Pam, but he's moving gingerly. It hurts him, but Burfict, a tough guy, knows he's a key component to this Bengals defense, and he's staying out there right now.
Third down and 14 for Kirk Cousins and the Redskins. Loads of time. Fires downfield. It is picked off by Iloka. Pass was intended for DeSean Jackson. Similar to a punt. It was 3rd and long. Redskins turn the ball over.
You know what? At the end of the day, I think this is a little bit about effect, trying to get the ball down to DeSean Jackson, Kenny, but I think more, you're going to see Jackson run the post route. But you've got to wonder if Kirk Cousins is saying, look, it's 3rd and 14. This is as good as a punt.
Right.
Let's give our guy a chance to make a play. But Iloka really becomes the receiver there. And it was an effective punt if that's what his thought was.
6th career interception, his first this season. So the Bengals take over at their 14-yard line. Dalton to the outside on first down. It is A.J. Green, just shy of a first, gain of 9 with Norman defending.
Well, A.J. Green is some player. We saw him make a couple spectacular catches last week, and you see the season he's put together. 50 catches, 775 yards, over 15-yard average, Kenny, and this is in most games getting double, triple coverage. People come up with different ways to try to cover this guy, yet he continues to produce for Andy Dalton.
His first catch today as we hit the 2-minute warning in London. Redskins by 3. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. A cheesehead in London.
We got Clark Kent in London.
Everybody's here. There's a flag. First play following the 2-minute warning.
Prior to the pass, illegal use of hands, hands to the face. Number 24, defense. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down. There is no foul for unnecessary roughness hit to a defenseless player.
Well, Josh Norman giving it to A.J. Green's face mask with both hands. We saw the left hand early. Now he comes with the right hand. Look at one of the things Josh Norman's dealing with. A.J. Green 6'4". He's used to playing receivers not that big. And Josh Norman needs to lower his hand placement on A.J. Green.
First and 10 following the flag as Dalton fires downfield looking for Green, but he did not make the catch inbounds.
A.J. Green had run right by Josh Norman. Andy Dalton needs to keep this in bounds because watch A.J. Green, little double move, a little stutter, and then he turns on the speed. Josh Norman can't hang, but you see Andy Dalton putting it behind and out of bounds. Josh Norman knows he got away with one right there.
Second and 10 from the 29. This is Bernard. Bengals have one timeout. They used one, also lost one on the unsuccessful challenge, which, by the way, was the first challenge by Marvin Lewis all season in game number 8 on that pass to Vernon Davis. And now the Redskins will use their second timeout with the Bengals facing a 3rd down and 8. Jay Gruden looking to leave as much time as possible if the Redskins get the ball back. What's coming up, Kurt Menefee?
Coming up on the Visa Halftime, we'll break down your game from London with Jimmy and Terry. Plus, we'll preview our next set of games here on Fox, including the Seahawks and Saints. What are you doing, Terry?
These guys are good. Don't even flinch.
This is what we deal with. It's coming up on the Visa Halftime.
You think Terry would be allowed inside Buckingham Palace? What do you think?
I think Terry had a lot of coffee on an early morning.
I think he can go anywhere he wants. 3rd down and 8, nearly picked off. Norman thought he had it, but could not hang on. And the Bengals will punt it away.
Now look, here's the problem when you got a guy like A.J. Green. Everyone knows he's really good, and he sits, and Josh Norman comes as hard as he can, and that's a ball Josh Norman really should catch and typically does catch, and he knows that he let one go.
Hubert punting from his 20-yard line. Fair catch is called for at the 27 by Jamison Crowder. So with 1:21 remaining in the second quarter, missed opportunity for Josh Norman, but now the Redskins with one timeout and 81 seconds get the ball back.
Yeah, but missed opportunity for the Redskins. I mean, they're just dominating this half in every facet of the game, but yet you got a 3-point game. And so as a player, I always felt uneasy in those type of games because, fellas, look, we're taking it to them, but points are what matters. And so they got to figure out a way to get some points here, go into the half on a good note because they've done a lot of good things.
Remember, the Bengals will get the ball to start the second half. They deferred at the start of the game after winning the toss. This is Crowder down to the 32. Gain of 5.
See the quarterback comparison. Cousins has had such an opportunity to find himself a rhythm, and he's been very good today. The one interception that we talked about was more of a punt. Andy Dalton really never having time to get in that rhythm. See if Cousins can do something with that excellent half that he's played.
Second down and 5. It's Thompson, but he is met immediately by Dansby. By the way, the two starting quarterbacks, they were roommates at a summer camp for quarterbacks in California back in 2010. Both counselors at the camp, and they roomed together.
The Elite 11 camp for the country's top quarterbacks, and Andy Dalton and Kirk Cousins said hello. They both remember it well.
Third down and 4 as the Redskins pick up the first down and more on the hit out of bounds by Kirkpatrick. Garcon picked up the first and then draws a penalty as well.
That's just not smart. Not smart in any way. Look, do you want to be physical? Do you want to be tough? Absolutely. It's out of bounds and it's a horse collar. Just a foolish mistake by Drake Kirkpatrick.
Defense. 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic. First down.
It's an emotional game, and you got to play hard and you got to play aggressive, but you also have to play smart, because when you do things like that, it's selfish, and you've hurt your team, and you've given Washington renewed hope to put some points on before the board, before the end of the half.
Down to 41 seconds on the clock. One timeout. First and 10 from the Bengals 47. Cousins with time. Throws over the middle. He was looking for the tight end Reed. Burfict got a hand on it.
Montez Burfict all over Jordan Reed. Yeah, nearly an interception for Montez Burfict. You know, it's funny, Jordan Reed is such a good player, and Kirk Cousins trusts him so much. I almost think him being out caused Kirk Cousins to really spread the football a little bit more. Now you have him. You got to keep doing that.
No DeSean Jackson. He's replaced by the rookie Maurice Harris. Pass underneath. It's Crowder to the 44. And now the Redskins will use their final timeout. Redskins long opening drive. 15 plays. Rob Kelly with his first NFL rushing touchdown. And then it was Giovanni Bernard answering for the Bengals moments later. The interception by George Iloka. As we mentioned, the equivalent of a punt. It was 3rd and long. And now the Redskins with 29 seconds out of timeouts. And DeSean Jackson sitting all alone on the bench.
You got to wonder, remember the late hit early on where he was hit square in the back, if that's bothering him.
3rd down and 7 from the Bengals 44. Cousins to the outside. Reed extending. We'll see if he picked up the first.
The clock continues to move. No timeouts, as you mentioned, Kenny. We give him the first down.
But the Redskins lose precious time.
Actually, Carl Cheffers stopping to make a measurement. And that helps the Redskins out.
There's DeSean Jackson. Clock is down to 13 seconds.
It's Marvin Lewis and Paul Gunther, the defensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Here come the chains.
It's interesting, Kenny. The chain crew had already moved for the first down, and then Jeffers came in and said, hold on. Not so sure they have that first down, but it really helps the Redskins more than it does the Bengals.
Right, although some time had already wound off the clock, and now the ruling is just short.
Doesn't matter. You see the knee down. Where's that ball as Jordan Reed stretches forward, but Jay Gruden sends on his kicking unit.
4th and inches. Dustin Hopkins' career long is 54.
Kenny, he was pounding it in warm-ups. Hit a 55-yarder in warm-ups.
And this will be a 55-yard attempt. Tressway, the holder. Hopkins from 55. And he will not have the distance. So the first half comes to an end here at Wembley Stadium, with the Redskins leading the Bengals 10-7 as we send you to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles, the Visa halftime report. Today's excitement brought to you by the new Nissan Titan. 15th play of the drive for the Redskins. Kelly takes it in for a Redskins touchdown.
Kenny, what a drive.
Right across the 30, still going across midfield.
The Bengals needed a jolt, and they got it.
This is Bernard inside the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown. Today's excitement brought to you by the new Nissan Titan. Back in London, a look at Westminster Abbey as we get you set for the second half with the Redskins leading the Bengals 10-7. Bengals will receive the second half kickoff. Kenny Albert, John Lynch, statistically all Redskins in the first half, but their lead is just 3.
Yeah, and the word I'm using if I'm Jay Gruden at halftime is finish. You got to finish drives with touchdowns, and Josh Norman, one of their best players, also had a pick down there that he could have intercepted. Instead, he broke it up. So you got to finish. And if you're the Bengals, if I'm Marvin Lewis, I'm saying, hey, fellas, it's 10-7. We get the ball to start because we deferred. We score a touchdown, we're ahead. So despite what happened in the first half, we're still very much in this thing.
Redskins had the ball for nearly 2/3 of the first half. They ran 41 plays. The Bengals only 20. There's Alex Erickson. His 65-yard return in the first quarter set up the Cincinnati touchdown. The 17th NFL game played in London, 16th here at Wembley. It was the Giants over the Rams at Twickenham last week, 17-10. Second half is underway as the Bengals will start from their 25-yard line, and we say hello once again to Pam Oliver. Pam.
Hey there, Kenny. Marvin Lewis with a few things on his wish list. First, defensively, he said we got to get off the field on 3rd down. He also wants to see better tackling. Offensively, he said we need consistency in every way. Andy Dalton, he said, cannot be hit. For Jay Gruden, we talked about his offense first, and he said we're going to get back to the run. He felt like they abandoned it. And also, he says DeSean Jackson, he's a little sore, but that he will tough it out. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Pam. 1st and 10 Bengals from the 25 on the slant. It is Green. A.J. Green out to the 35-yard line. By the way, John Cedric Ogbuehi back in at right tackle for the Bengals. He's been rotating with Eric Winston as we take another look at the catch by Green.
Yeah, and here's the matchup we've all been looking forward to. And Josh Norman is traveling, playing his traditional left side, also moving over to the right. A.J. Green, you can feel starting to get some separation from Josh Norman.
Second catch today. Here's Bernard. And Bernard able to pick up another first down. So 2 plays, 2 first downs, 12 yards for Bernard.
And you look at this, just a surge up front. Right over here, Whitworth and Bowling, along with Bodine, creating a huge hole for Giovanni Bernard to burst through.
From the 47 on first down, quick release by Dalton, finding Tyler Boyd. Boyd out to midfield. So the Bengals have gone 3 plays, 25 yards. A look at the first half numbers. Dalton 7 of 11. Bernard with the Cincinnati touchdown. Bengals at 3-4, coming off the win over the Cleveland Browns last Sunday. Second down and 7 from midfield. Quickly into the hands of Boyd. And Boyd gains a couple, so it will be 3rd down and 5 for the Bengals.
Well, in last week's game against the Detroit Lions, Detroit and Golden Tate had a bunch of success on those type of plays. The jet sweeps. Tyler Boyd runs it. But I got news for you. Tyler Boyd is not Golden Tate, and it didn't work so well for the Cincinnati Bengals. I see what they're looking at, but just not quite as effective.
No, did not fool the Redskins that time. Dalton on 3rd and 5, complete to Eifert. There is a flag near side of the field as Eifert picks up the first down, and we'll check in with Carl Jeffers once again.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Number 24 defense. That penalty's declined. Result of the play, first down.
That's the 3rd time today for Josh Norman. He's a fantastic player, and one of the things that makes him a great player is that he uses his hands effectively at the line of scrimmage. He's using his hands today, not effectively. And here's that chaos formation as the Bengals open up.
And that pass gets batted down. Ryan Kerrigan getting a hand on it.
Just a smart play by Ryan Kerrigan. One of the things the Bengals do often, if they like the numbers, they throw these bubble screens. Kerrigan's watched the film. Just get upfield, put your hands up, and puts them in a 2nd and long. Ryan Kerrigan, a fantastic player, smart player, got 6 sacks on the season, and you see his career. He's been wreaking havoc on quarterbacks for a long time.
Jeremy Hill in the backfield. Dalton to the far side, and Norman gets his hands on another one.
My old defensive back coach, Herm Edwards, used to say, fellas, you want to be really good, deflect passes. You want to be great, catch these passes on defense. Josh Norman's had himself in position 2 times, had the ball in his hands. He is a great player, but he's not playing great today because he's coming close. Both of those could have been pick sixes if he hangs on to them.
He's limited Green to 2 receptions, but 3 penalties, and he's gotten his hands on a couple. Now on 3rd and 10, it is Green. And Green with a terrific 2nd and 3rd effort picks up a Bengals first down.
Kenny, I like what Kenny Zampese did, because Josh Norman is traveling except when A.J. Green goes to the slot. So what does Kenny Zampese do? He puts him in the slot, and then that's just will going along with the skill that A.J. Green has. Tremendous effort by A.J. Green.
So a new set of downs for the Bengals with Green on the sidelines. This is Hill on first down, and Hill weaves his way inside the 20 for another Bengals first down to the Washington 19 as Hill picks up 12.
And now you're starting to feel a little of that rhythm that the Bengals struggled so hard to get in the first half. You can feel the tempo, you can feel the rhythm, and Chris Baker, big part of that Washington defense, stays down.
Baker with a sack in the first half. Back in a moment.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Microsoft Surface, the official tablet of the NFL. By Nissan, innovation that excites. And by Pepsi. Every football moment deserves a celebration. Break out the Pepsi.
Big Ben, kids. Parliament.
Look, kids.
Famous line.
From the 19, this is Hill. Jeremy Hill down to the 15 of the Redskins. Duke Iheanacho made the tackle. We had some fun wandering around London this week. Terrific function at the home of the U.S. Ambassador, Matthew Barzin, last night.
We had a great time over there. A bunch of our soldiers were treated to a nice party over at the ambassador's house, along with Joe Theismann was there. A good time had by all.
Ownership, Daniel Snyder of the Redskins, Mike Brown of the Bengals. To the end zone, and the catch is made for a touchdown by Tyler Eifert.
Tyler Eifert, Marvin Lewis told us he's back to full speed. And Andy Dalton hanging in there, knowing the blitz is coming, knowing he's going to take a shot, but hanging in there and finding his Pro Bowl tight end for a touchdown. And despite the Redskins' dominance with the yardage game in the first half, the Bengals find themselves on top early in the second.
Mike Nugent. Extra point is no good. Wide to the left. Dalton to Eifert. Bengals take the lead.
Well, we're back here at Wembley Stadium, where many a kick have been true over the years, but the kickers struggling. Mike Nugent missing a PAT. He missed a field goal earlier. Remember, Hopkins missing one for the Redskins. So you see how close it is, but just a little bit to the left, and the kickers struggling at Wembley.
So the last three attempts have gone awry. 2 field goals and the extra point attempt by Nugent. But the Bengals have their first lead, first touchdown of the season for Tyler Eifert. And we go back, John, to what you've been talking about all day long, the missed opportunities by the Redskins as we check out the first half numbers. Cousins at one point completed 9 straight. Kelly with the Washington touchdown, but 3 trips into the red zone, and Washington has come away with only 1 TD.
And you can't overreact because so much good happened in the first half. Let's stay with that, and then when we get down near the end zone, let's finish the drives.
Off the fake to Kelly. Cousins swings it out. He was looking for Kelly, and it's perfect once again with the hit.
Well, Cousins wanted Deshaun Jackson down the field, but the Bengals, Dre Kirkpatrick and Sean Williams, did a nice job of double teaming the speed merchant for Washington. Cousins just throws it away, out Kelly's way.
Deshaun Jackson sat out that final series of the first half, back on the field. Second down and 10. Cousins in trouble. Down he goes. Back at the 11-yard line. First sack today for the Bengals. It is Geno Atkins.
One thing the Bengals and Paul Gunther, the coordinator, are going to do, they're going to test you right up the middle. And you see Dansby come, but that causes confusion, and it leaves Geno Atkins, the all-pro defensive tackle, a missed protection, and Kirk Cousins has to eat the ball. The Bengals really taking over this game, the momentum on their side.
Loss of 12. Third down and 22. This is Crowder. Crowder out to the 24-yard line. but the Redskins will send out the punting unit.
Well, that double-A gap pressure that we just saw is something that Mike Zimmer really instituted when he was the defensive coordinator in Cincinnati. Now he's brought it to Minnesota. We see it throughout the league, but that's what it does. It causes confusion. It makes you be tight on your protection. And Geno Atkins, the beneficiary of that look right there, sacking Kirk Cousins.
Adam Jones deep for the Bengals. Looks to reverse field. And Jones is tackled at the 36-yard line. So the Bengals with a 3-point lead as the Green-Norman battle continues.
Today's game is sponsored by Verizon. Join the better network because better matters.
Well, you look at Josh Norman and A.J. Green, much anticipated matchup. Josh Norman has held him in check, but you can feel A.J. Green starting to draw some separation. Josh Norman undercutting him a couple times, but not coming up with the interception. But this is two of the better players in football at their positions, and a real fun matchup to watch throughout the day.
Green with 3 catches today, leading 53 on the season. Bengals lead by 3. Start from their 46-yard line. This is Jeremy Hill, and he gains a yard. Chris Baker, the tackle, shaken up earlier. Baker has returned.
See the tempo that Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals are operating under. They have some momentum on their side, and they want to keep it. Tempo's often a way of doing that.
2nd down and 9. Dalton to the outside. First catch today for Brandon LaFell. The 7-year vet won a Super Bowl with New England. He's been a huge influence on A.J. Green and the young Bengal wide receivers.
And he's produced, and he needed to produce because you lost the production with Sanu and Marvin Jones leaving. And you see last week's production, they just exploded against the Cleveland Browns. And today, been held a little bit more in check against these Washington Redskins.
3rd down and 3. Dalton on 3rd down, fires, and it is Eifert. Tyler Eifert, who scored the Bengals go-ahead touchdown moments ago, gains 14 and a Cincinnati 1st down.
This is what happens. You see Tyler Eifert, he's going to come over the middle of the screen. Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator, puts 3 guys around him, but Andy Dalton, so much faith in Eifert, and Eifert paying him off with a great catch.
Now Dalton going deep, and it's broken up. Norman getting a piece of it. Intended for Green.
Well, 2nd time, A.J. Green had Josh Norman beat, and Andy Dalton misfires. If you throw this ball perfectly, it's a touchdown for A.J. Green. He underthrows again, and Josh Norman again has a ball go through his hands. But Josh Norman doing a nice job covering.
And Norman has pulled himself off the field. John, he called for a replacement, so Quentin Dunbar has come on to replace Josh Norman, who's shaken up. And now a timeout is taken by the Bengals. Midway through the 3rd quarter from Wembley Stadium in London, with the Cincinnati Bengals leading the Washington Redskins 13-10. Josh Norman underwent the concussion protocol, but was cleared to play, and he's been involved throughout this game, matched up with A.J. Green, and as you saw, off the field for this next play.
Yeah, A.J. Green has so much speed. He's outrunning Andy Dalton's arm, and what Andy Dalton needs to do is release it a little bit quicker, because you can see Josh Norman is a great player. He can't run with A.J. Green, so if he throws it quickly enough, they'll have some success there.
There's Eifert. You mentioned Eifert, a Pro Bowler last year. Actually suffered the ankle injury in the Pro Bowl. Underwent surgery during the offseason, then injured his back. Made his return last week against the Browns. 6 catches and a touchdown today in London for the Bengals.
In that position, when you have a tight end like Tyler Eifert, they're too big for DBs, too fast for linebackers. Really tough to cover, especially in these situations. Here you see Eifert working on Dante Whitner.
And bottom of the screen, Dunbar matched up with A.J. Green. And it's Green who makes the catch with Norman on the sidelines. Going up against the second-year corner. And the catch made right in front of Josh Norman on the sideline.
Looks as if the trainers are rubbing the calves of Josh Norman. A lot of travel, possibly dehydration. You got to wonder if he's cramping on those calves.
Bottom of the screen, it is Dunbar matched up with Green, and it's Green once again. So the Bengals certainly aware of the situation with Norman out, and they go to Green on back-to-back plays, and here comes Josh Norman back out onto the field.
And for Jay Gruden and defensive coordinator Joe Barry, he can't come back on quickly enough. Andy Dalton, a smart guy, realizes Norman out. I'm going to attack Quentin Dunbar, and he did that.
15 yards on that last play. Now it is Hill up the middle, and there is a flag as Jeremy Hill takes it down to the Washington 6.
Preliminary indication is a hold on the defense, Kenny.
Holding. Number 90 defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Ziggy Hood.
This is a play that the back judge actually calls. You see him hang on with that right hand so he can't get up to the second level. He's pulling the jersey of Zeitler, and a good call by the officials. You have to let them go at some point.
So a 1st and goal from the 3. Jeremy Hill. He'll stop just shy of the goal line.
But Kenny, to think it's 13-10 right now in the Bengals' favor, and here they are on the 1-yard line going in. We could have a 10-point spread after complete domination by the Redskins in the first half. But we cautioned it's dangerous when you allow a team to hang around. You don't punch it in. And the Bengals looking to capitalize.
2nd and goal off the fake to Hill. Dalton will walk it in for a Bengals score.
It's just great ball handling by Andy Dalton. Watch the hard run fake. Everyone's thinking run. He hides the football. All of a sudden, Zeitler pops out and slips, but it doesn't matter as Andy Dalton fooled the entire Redskins defense. Look at that. Uses the eyes, uses his body to hide that ball, and then he's out the door.
His 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. Nugent missed the last one. This time he connects. So Andy Dalton takes it in. Touchdowns on back-to-back possessions for the Cincinnati Bengals. Medical staff working on Josh Norman. Bengals. Yeah, the Hogs.
The Hogs came to London.
We have to go back to the Hogs days. Last time the Redskins beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Here's Thompson on the return. There is a flag. Thompson out to the 23.
During the return, holding. Number 50 return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
That's on Martrell Spate. So the Redskins, John, had that huge edge in the first half. Bengals have run 20 plays in each half, but look at the Redskins numbers.
And it's just an age-old reality that when you beat someone, yet you allow them to stay in a game, it's dangerous. And the Redskins did that in the first half. They dominated in every respect except the scoreboard, and the scoreboard is most important. The Bengals up 10.
Following the penalty, Redskins will start from their 9-yard line as Cousins hands it off to Kelly. Robert Kelly out across the 15 to the 17 for a gain of 8.
Jay Gruden told Pam Oliver in her report, we heard her say, we need to get back to the run game, and he comes right out and tries to establish that run game.
Second down and 2. As Cousins fires downfield, and it is DeSean Jackson who makes the catch in Bengals territory. 38-yard connection, and Jackson is shaken up once again.
Well, what a throw and what a catch by DeSean Jackson. You're going to watch DeSean Jackson gives Pac-Man Jones a subtle push, and then he pays for it at the end, but he hangs on. What a throw by Kirk Cousins, just dropping it right over Pac-Man Jones into the arms of DeSean Jackson.
And then the hit by George Iloka.
What this does, this allows the Cincinnati Bengals a long look to see if he actually brought that ball in. A lot of contact there, DeSean Jackson. Looks like feet are in. Let's look as he controls it going to the ground, and does that ball come loose and hit the ground? You got to wonder. So we got 2 feet. Control. And as he goes to the ground, when he rolls over there, does that ball come loose?
Must maintain control as you go to the ground. Bengals had some time to look at it, and they will not throw the challenge flag. This is Kelly. So again, as you have a look at Jackson, the story in the first half for the Redskins, missed opportunities, and now a late flag is thrown, a yellow flag, not a red one.
After the play was over, unnecessary roughness, number 94 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's Dominic Pecco, 94.
And unfortunately for the Cincinnati Bengals, look, if you watch these guys the last couple of years, you see him pull the leg of Rob Kelly. This has been a part of their history. We've seen the issues against Pittsburgh in the playoff game with Perfect. They've had a lot of these issues, and we saw one earlier today by Dre Kirkpatrick, and you're only hurting your team when you do these things. Watch Kelly. Pecco's not letting go of his leg.
So the Redskins now with a 1st and 10 from the Bengals 26. It is Kelly down to the 24-yard line for a gain of 2. Carlos Dunlap, the tackle.
All my coaches in this league, Kenny, from Sam Weish to Tony Dungy to John Gruden to Mike Shanahan, always preaching composure and poise. And on that note, I want to pass on well wishes to the former Bengals coaches, Sam Weish, my first coach in the NFL. He's recovering from a surgery. And Coach Weish, we wish you and your family well. We're thrilled that you're doing well.
Absolutely. Always fun to chat with Coach Weish. Cousins on 2nd down to the outside. It's complete. 1st down and more. Diving into the end zone is Jordan Reed for a Redskins touchdown.
I'm going to tell you one thing, Kenny. Jordan Reed is a tight end. He does not run like a tight end. He catches this ball and he turns on the jets. You see him right here. Great blitz pickup by Chris Thompson. Kirk Cousins has it, but then watch. He puts on the brakes and boom, he separates from this Cincinnati defense. And it's a problem Cincinnati has had on the defensive side of the ball, tackling in space this year. Jordan Reed makes them pay.
Well, the Redskins couldn't score their last 2 times inside the red zone, so why not do it from outside? 23 yards. Cousins to Reed. The extra point from Hopkins. Redskins drive 91 yards, matching their longest drive of the season. Jordan Reed celebrates. Redskins pull to within 3. Redskins drive 91 yards in only 5 plays. 38-yard completion from Cousins to Deshaun Jackson. And then the touchdown pass from Cousins to Jordan Reed.
And it was an important answer. I mean, momentum had clearly shifted in the way of the Cincinnati Bengals, and Jordan Reed took care of that with an incredible catch and run for the touchdown.
After the Bengals scored 2 touchdowns earlier in the 3rd quarter. Just over 3 minutes on the clock here in the 3rd. There's Deshaun Jackson heading off towards the Redskins locker room.
Deshaun Jackson got hit on that great catch and that drive, and Mike Pereira did send word over that look, he didn't have to control it going to the ground because he had already become a runner with 3 steps. So thank you to Mike Pereira.
So Jackson getting 3 feet down in bounds before the hit from Iloka. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for the Bengals. With an unbalanced line, the toss goes to Bernard. And Bernard takes it out across the 30 for a gain of 5 down to Pam Oliver. Pam.
Well, Kenny, Deshaun Jackson suffering a number of very hard hits in this game. He took one that may potentially knock him out for the rest of the day. The Redskins wide receiver has been taken to the locker room where he is being evaluated for a concussion. Back to you.
Will be added to the end of the play. Automatic. 1st down.
So Pam filled us in on the Jackson injury, and to make matters worse for head coach Jay Gruden of the Redskins, a face mask at the end of the play will tack on 15 yards.
And Jay Gruden looking a lot like his brother and my old coach John Gruden on the sidelines, not happy with his guys. Too many penalties for both sides today.
Yeah, it was Bashaud Breeland, the face mask, his 3rd penalty today. This is Hill. And Hill gains 3 out to the 48-yard line.
It's a great play by Josh Norman. There's one thing I like about him so much. He's not only going to cover A.J. Green, but he's going to find a way to make a play on the outside. He's coming from the cornerback position, and watch him run in and make that tackle. Great play by Josh Norman.
2nd down and 7. Dalton fires. And the catch is made for a Bengals 1st down at the Washington 44-yard line by Green.
You see Josh Norman trying to goad A.J. Green and Jeremy Hill into some talk. A.J. Green doesn't talk. He just produces. You see him. You always have the threat of speed, so that gains him separation.
Green with only 1 reception in the 1st half. 5 here in the 3rd quarter. He's heating up. Dalton near side. It is Green once again.
You see that ball floating a little bit, but A.J. Green doing what so many receivers don't do these days, coming back to the football instead of waiting for it. He clearly is in bounds. Another nice catch by A.J. Green.
Gain of 8, 2nd down and 2. Bernard looks to turn the corner. Picks up a 1st down before he's knocked out of bounds by Will Compton. With under a minute remaining, 3rd quarter, Bengals with 2 touchdowns after halftime, took a 20-10 lead, and then Jordan Reed answered for the Redskins.
The Redskins now playing on their heels defensively a little bit. They got to find an answer because this Bengals offense is heating up.
Redskins without Bashaud Breeland. Remember, he committed that face mask a moment ago. His 3rd penalty. Breeland to the sidelines. Replaced by Quentin Dunbar.
Remember last time that Josh Norman came to the sidelines, Andy Dalton went right after Quentin Dunbar. Now Quentin Dunbar's on the other side. It'd be interesting to see if they go to Brandon LaFell, who's working on Dunbar up top.
On 1st down, this is Hill. Tackled from behind by Chris Baker at the Redskins 30. So the Bengals on the move as time winds down to the 3rd quarter here at Wembley. There's Buckingham Palace. Where's Terry? Has he talked his way in yet?
Where are you, Terry?
These franchises for the first time as we head to the 4th quarter. Bengals lead the Redskins by 3.
Bengals offense been getting better as the days gone on.
2nd down and 6. This is Hill. And he gets knocked out of bounds by Will Compton. So the Bengals now facing a 3rd down and 3.
Will Compton, a really fun story. Worked his way onto the roster in his 3rd year now as a defensive captain. Really nice play there, stringing it out and then making the tackle.
Rex Burkhead in the backfield for the first time. Number 33. On 3rd down and 3. Bunch formation to the right. As Dalton throws, and there is a flag. 2 flags have been thrown. And now a 3rd.
They're going to get a hold on Quentin Dunbar on Tyler Eifert. Remember, Bashaud Breeland goes to the sideline.
Pass interference. Number 47 defense. Automatic. 1st down.
That's on Dunbar, who was a former wide receiver at the University of Florida. Moved over to the defensive side last year.
Andy Dalton continuing to find wherever that injured corner goes out, finding the guy his way and going after Quentin Dunbar.
There's DeSean Jackson, Redskin medical staff working on Breeland. New set of downs for the Bengals from the 20-yard line. This is Hill. And Hill is bottled up. Ricky Jean-Francois makes the tackle. No gain on the play. Early 4th quarter from Wembley Stadium in London. There's Redskins defensive coordinator Joe Barry. Kenny Albert, John Lynch, Pam Oliver. Bengals lead the Redskins by 3. No A.J. Green on the field on 2nd down as Dalton throws. It is picked off by Compton. Will Compton with the interception. The first Cincinnati turnover. Ziggy Hood with pressure and a hit on Dalton. Compton with his 2nd career pick.
And it was Kendall Fuller coming off the edge with the pressure. Going to see him coming off the edge. Andy Dalton hangs in as long as he can, kind of pushes it out there, and there's Compton. Easy interception for him, and that's the play that this Redskins defense needed. Eifert stops in the soft part of the zone. Dalton thinks he's going to keep going, but Joe Barry dials up the nickel corner blitz, and it forces Dalton into a big mistake.
Dalton had got 165 attempts, John, without an interception. including the last 4 full games. Now Cousins throws, and it's Vernon Davis. Davis all the way out to the 44-yard line.
Vernon Davis has come alive. Last year, Denver trades for him. He really can't get anything going. But Vernon's going to lock down right there and then kind of hide in there. Kirk Cousins looks to his other options, then dumps it off. And Vernon Davis, one thing he's always been able to do is run. He is a fast man. And all of a sudden, the Redskins loaded at the tight end position with Jordan Reed and Vernon Davis.
26-yard completion. 1st and 10, 43-yard line. It's Kelly. Iloka the tackle after Rob Kelly gains 5. So the Redskins looking to capitalize following the Bengals turnover. First turnover by the Cincinnati offense in 5 games. Redskins without Deshaun Jackson. Big day for both Davis and Reed, the Washington tight ends. Second down and 5, Kelly. Kelly stays on his feet across midfield. And with the push to the Bengals 48-yard line, setting up the 3rd down and 1.
You know what I like about Rob Kelly? I mentioned it earlier. He just keeps those legs churning. He gets the tough yards. Talk about you block it for 1 or less than 1. Sometimes just go make good things happen. Pecco has him in the backfield, but look at him continue to drive and fall forward. Great job by Rob Kelly with the 2nd and 3rd efforts on that play.
Crowder in motion. It's Cousins on the sneak. And Kirk Cousins has a Washington 1st down to the Bengals 45.
Like Tom Brady. Brady, one of the great quarterback sneakers of all time, always seems to find the open gap and falls forward. That time for about 3 yards does Cousins. Sees that space right there. Goes and attacks it.
From the Cincinnati 45, off the fake to Kelly. Cousins throws to a wide open Jamison Crowder. And Crowder has another Redskins 1st down inside the Bengals 35, an 11-yard completion.
So many weapons. Crowder kind of is quiet for a while in this game, but Kirk Cousins just going through his progression. And if you just do that with the talent he has on his side of the ball at receiver, at tight end and running back, good things will happen.
Crowder with his 6th reception today. Penalty flag, and the play is blown dead. False start.
False start. Number 71 offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
Left tackle Trent Williams.
Trent Williams was injured last week, but Jay Gruden, when we asked if Trent Williams would play, simply said, tough dude. That's exactly what Trent Williams is. Trent Williams not happy about the last penalty, though.
Forces the Redskins back 5 yards. 1st and 15 from the Bengals 40. Cousins on 1st down. It's complete to Davis. And Vernon Davis gains 7 to the Cincinnati 33. And that completion pushes Cousins over the 300-yard mark today. And he ties Sonny Jurgensen's franchise record, 16 career 300-yard games.
Good company for Kirk Cousins.
Second down and 8. Cousins with time, fires, wide open, it's Crowder. And Jamison Crowder dives for the end zone, he's in. 33 yards from Kirk Cousins to Jamison Crowder. The Redskins go back on top.
Yeah, tremendous job formationally by Sean McVay. Going to run the corner route, but that bunch kind of runs traffic for him. Cincinnati clearly drops coverage. Jamison Crowder with a great job fighting through a face mask that wasn't called and getting into the end zone.
All scoring plays are reviewed. Did Crowder cross the plane before he stepped out of bounds?
I think that's clear. Whether he has his head still or not is not so much. I don't know how that was not called.
It has been confirmed. Fourth touchdown reception of the season for Jamison Crowder as the Redskins capitalize on the interception by Will Compton and drive 83 yards to regain the lead. Hopkins' extra point is straight through. There's Compton, got to the pick, and then Crowder with the touchdown. Redskins lead by 4.
Today's game is sponsored by State Farm, here to help life go right. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Explore a whole new era of the Wizarding World, November 18th.
Look at Big Ben from Piccadilly Circus as the Redskins have gone back on top here at Wembley.
A lot of fortitude by the Redskins. We talked about their inability to put points on the board after really dominating the first half. The Bengals got on top, but the Redskins kept after it and now have turned the tables on the Bengals.
A huge turnover, the interception by Compton. Doink. The Redskins celebrate. They have regained the lead. 9.5 remaining. There's Will Compton, his interception. Set up the scoring drive. Redskins have regained the lead. Bengals go to work from their 25-yard line. On first down, it is Bernard Compton. First Redskin to wrap him up.
Well, Kenny, you take a look at this. It's what you call a scissors combination. It forms a scissors, but look at George Iloka. I have no idea what he's doing. Some of the guys, Pac-Man Jones playing man, the rest playing zone. That's what happens when coverage breaks down in the back end.
On 2nd and 9, it's Bernard once again. Bernard out to the 32. Dante Whitner the tackle. It will be 3rd down and 3 for Cincinnati with under 9 minutes on the clock.
Kenny, I think you figured this Redskins, if you struggle in the red zone, just don't get to the red zone.
Right.
Throw touchdowns from outside. That seems to be their plan.
The last 2 Redskins scores, 23 and 33-yard Kirk Cousins completions. Rashad Breeland back on the field for Washington. 3rd down and 3. Dalton throws. It's Eifert across midfield into Redskins territory. Tyler Eifert with his 7th catch today, and he gains 22 yards at a Bengals first down.
And what a route. He's going to run a little stick, fakes the stick, and then he turns up. He really sells it with great patience. That's a tremendous route by Tyler Eifert. They're a different offense when he's in. He's such a threat down the middle of the field.
Play action on first down. Dalton looking for Green, and A.J. Green makes the catch. A spectacular catch. And there are 2 flags. Once again, Josh Norman defending.
Kenny, we talked about it earlier. Andy Dalton needs to throw it out there a little sooner because A.J. Green is so fast. The call is going to be holding on Josh Norman, and A.J. Green made the catch anyway with the hold. What a player A.J. Green is.
Number 24 defense. That penalty's declined. Result of the play, first down.
Al Davis used to say speed kills, and that is pure speed. You see, they called it pass interference. Could have been a hold. But look at the concentration, the eyes of A.J. Green to bring that in with the hard strip from Josh Norman. Josh Norman as good as it gets at corner, but that's how good A.J. Green, the NFL's leading receiver, is.
A 40-yard completion. Green off to the sideline. First and goal from the 7. Here's Hill, works his way back inside. And then is hit down at the 3. Quentin Dunbar along with Bashaud Breeland.
Now, if you're the Redskins defense, you got to show some more fortitude. They got the interception down here last time. Now you got to find a way to keep him out of the end zone. And this offensive line of the Cincinnati Bengals needs to impose their will.
Second and goal from the Redskins 2. 3 receivers to the left. Now LaFell comes in motion to the right. Hill in the backfield, off the fake to Hill. Dalton to the end zone. He was looking for LaFell, and a late flag is thrown. Dunbar on the coverage.
Dunbar, we'll see if he grabs him. He does have him around the waist.
Pass interference. Number 47, defense. That foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. Automatic. First down.
This is what happens, Kenny, when a backup player goes in. They tend not to trust their skills. He's in a perfect position, doesn't need to grab, but he's not quite confident, so he grabs, and that gives a first down to the Bengals from the 1.
On first down, walking it in is Jeremy Hill for a Bengals touchdown.
You watch the left guard. He's going to come out and seal the edge for Jeremy Hill. Look at him turn inside, and now it's an easy walk-in for Jeremy Hill. Back and forth are these offenses going.
Nugent just inside the left upright. A.J. Green the big play, and then Jeremy Hill the touchdown. Bengals back on top by 3.
Today's game is sponsored by the all-new 2017 Ford Super Duty. This is the next level.
Under 7 minutes remaining. Bengals back on top. A 6-play, 75-yard drive. There's A.J. Green on the right. He had the big 40-yard reception, which set up the Jeremy Hill touchdown. Bengals 4 for 4 in the red zone today.
They've been good. Kenny Zampese, their offensive coordinator, calling one heck of a game, keeping it balanced and taking shots to A.J. Green all day.
This is Maurice Harris playing in only his second NFL game. Rookie out of Cal on the return for the Redskins.
Well, you look at A.J. Green, simply a sensational player. Here's the Hail Mary. Again, look at the concentration, the eyes of A.J. Green. He holds his left hand. I'll go ahead and catch it with one hand. This man can run, and then the concentration. He's being held. He's being interfered. The hand coming down on the ball, but he comes up with the catch. He's one of the special players in this league. Doing it against Josh Norman today makes it even more special.
Today his 4th 100-yard receiving game this season. So now the Redskins go back to work. They've scored touchdowns on their last 2 possessions. This is Kelly, and he runs into the arms of Sean Williams. A gain of 2 for Robert Kelly. A.J. Green with 8 receptions, 111 yards, 7 of the 8 here in the second half.
They've had the ball. Remember, in the first half, Washington just owned the time of possession. Now they've had the ball. They've had a chance to establish some rhythm, and they found it.
Cousins on 2nd and 8. And that pass could not be handled by Jamison Crowder.
This is something Paul Guenther talked about. If you've watched Kirk Cousins win on time, win in rhythm, he can get really hot, hard to stop. What Paul Guenther says, we got to make him check the ball, hold on to the ball. If they felt if they could do that, then he's not as effective. I agree with them. They just did it. There's Paul Guenther. He talked about multiple coverages, multiple leverages, getting in the outside of players, inside of players, as that was their game plan for making Kirk Cousins hold the ball.
3rd down and 8. Redskins still without the injured DeSean Jackson. Cousins can't find anyone. Chased by Williams. Now he throws out of bounds. He was looking for Harris. Redskins go 3 and out and will punt it away with under 6 minutes on the clock.
Look at the coverage downfield. Again, making Kirk Cousins. Little cover 2 over there. Corner on the bottom. Safety on top. Same thing over here. No one open.
Trustway punting from his 10-yard line. Taken out to 29 by Jones. Flag on the play as Jones loses the football. And it is recovered by Marquise Flowers of the Bengals.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 53 return team, 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st down, timeout.
Bengals back in offense when we return, leading by 3. We are back in London, and congratulations are in order, John, once again. Last Monday inducted into the Denver Broncos Ring of Fame. You travel to London the next day. You head home tomorrow. And then on Thursday night down in Tampa, Buccaneers Ring of Honor.
I don't know where I am. I'm all over the world, but kind of living a dream right now. It's been a pretty special couple weeks, and looking forward to Thursday night in Tampa. Thank you, Kenny.
This is Jeremy Hill, who scored the go-ahead touchdown moments ago, and we ran into another member of the Buccaneers Ring of Honor on the field today, Doug Williams, and he will be on hand as Hill limps off. Doug will be down in Tampa on Thursday night for your ceremony.
Incredible looking across the field at Doug Williams to think he played quarterback. He looks like a defensive lineman. It was his era's version of Cam Newton, just an enormous player. What a player he was, and what a gentleman he is as well.
Always great to chat with Doug. Congratulations as well to David Ullman, the father of Jacob Ullman, Senior Vice President of Fox Sports. His dad inducted into the National Sailing Hall of Fame today in San Francisco. Bengals with under 5 minutes remaining. Now facing a 3rd down and 2 as Bernard is tackled at the 26.
And this is huge right here for this Washington defense to try to get the ball back to their offense. We got a 3-point game, 3rd and 2, and this is where you want to be as an offense, because the run's alive, the pass game's alive. I know I would have a double team on A.J. Green. A.J. Green down here working against Josh Norman.
3rd down and 2. Dalton takes off, and he will pick up a Bengals 1st down.
Now the coverage did their job, Kenny, but this is where the athleticism of Andy Dalton pays off. You see, he looks forward, sees green grass, and says, I just need 2. Let's go get it. And it's exactly what he does.
His only prior run was a 1-yard touchdown back in the 3rd quarter, which gave the Bengals a 10-point lead. There's Bernard. We saw Hill limp off moments ago. Bernard gains a yard out to the 32, and now a timeout is taken by the Redskins. They're first. Washington stopping the clock with 3:35 remaining.
Well, you've got a full host of timeouts. Now they've used one, but Now it's about stopping them. And again, to stop them, you got to do a little bit better job on 1st and 2nd down. 3rd and 2, too easy. Too many options. And Ken Zampese, the coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals, when you're in 3rd and less than 3 situations.
Tremendous atmosphere here at Wembley Stadium. 84,488 on hand for the 3rd and final NFL game in London this season, the 17th since 2007.
And Kenny, look, I was just here last year, but you've been here before. It seems like every year they're understanding our game a little bit. I know one thing, they love it. They keep showing up.
They sure do. 2nd down and 9. Hill back in as that pass intended for Green sails away, so the clock stops. A break for the Redskins as the Bengals now looking at 3rd down and 9.
Here's where you want to be if you're Jay Gruden. Remember last week at the end of the game, Joe Barry deciding to rush only 3. I would venture to say he might heat Andy Dalton up, but that leaves A.J. Green one-on-one outside.
Top of the screen, Green, Norman. 3rd down and 9. Bengals must get to the 41 for a 1st down. Dalton's throws intended for Green. Redskins will get the ball back. So after the Redskins called timeout, 2 incomplete passes, 3:27 on the clock.
And they didn't use any time, and that's a misfire by Andy Dalton right there. Josh Norman having to respect his speed, gives him cushion. The out route was there. It was just an inaccurate throw by Andy Dalton.
Jamison Crowder has brought a punt back for a touchdown earlier this season against the Ravens. There has never been a kickoff or a punt return for a score here in London. What a kick by Hubert, taken out to 10. Crowder across the 30, out to the 34-yard line. So good field position for the Redskins. 58-yard punt. 5 touchdowns here in the 2nd half. Cousins connected with Jordan Reed following the Dalton score. And then it was Cousins to Crowder from outside the red zone once again. And then Jeremy Hill put the Bengals back on top with under 7 minutes remaining.
Here we go now. Kirk Cousins and the Redskins last week, they scored on a situation like this, but then couldn't stop the Detroit Lions. Can they do it again offensively?
On the toss, it's Chris Thompson. Thompson leans forward out to the 37 for a gain of 4 as we hit 3 minutes remaining. 4th quarter from Wembley.
And plenty of time for Sean McVay, the offensive coordinator, Jay Gruden, to do whatever you want. Run or pass. You have 2 timeouts. You have the 2-minute warning. Time is not an issue. Execution is an issue. You've got to find a way to get a 1st down here.
2nd down and 6. Cousins hits Thompson. And Chris Thompson picks up a Redskins 1st down.
The more you watch the Redskins, the more you really appreciate Chris Thompson. And Jay Gruden, he told us, I've got to fight the urge to use him as much as I'd like to. He's a guy who had a big injury history at Florida State, broke his back at one point, had numerous injuries. So they'd love to use him 25 times a game, but Jay Gruden said about 15 touches is where I want him.
9 touches so far today for Thompson. From the 44 on 1st down. Cousins throws, and it is Ryan Grant, his 1st catch today in Bengals territory as Cousins continues to spread the ball around. A 17-yard completion.
Well, what a luxury. Deshaun Jackson is hurt. You bring a guy like Ryan Grant in who has some experience, and he finds that soft spot in the cover 2 zone. Behind the corner, in front of the safety. What a throw by Cousins, low and away.
From the 39, it is Thompson, stutter step, and he cannot get back to the line of scrimmage. Loses 3 on the play as we hit the 2-minute warning from Wembley in London. Redskins on the move, trailing the Bengals by 3.
Today's game is sponsored by Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, available November 4th.
2 minutes remaining. There's DeSean Jackson on the Redskins sideline. Washington down by 3. Second down and 13 from the Bengals 42. Cousins on second down. Underneath, incomplete. Looking for the tight end Reed.
He's looking for Jordan Reed, and Jordan Reed, who's been out a couple weeks, can't find his footing. Watch Jordan Reed right there, kind of fakes himself out. Cousins just gets rid of it to avoid the sack.
Third down and 13. Redskins must get to the Bengals 29.
Looking for a field goal, need about 6, 7, 8 yards to get in Hopkins' range.
Cousins on third down, and the catch is made by Crowder. Breaks free, picks up a Redskins first down. Crowder made the catch, stayed in bounds, takes it all the way to the Bengals 22, a 20-yard pass play.
Crowder's in the slot, but what a throw by Kirk Cousins. He's got pressure in his face. He knows it's coming. He hangs in there and delivers a beautiful ball to Jamison Crowder.
Cousins on 1st and 10 from the 22, throws it away.
Kirk Cousins, I can't say enough about his ability, his toughness, hanging in the pocket on that third down.
Andy Dalton can only watch. Redskins trailing by 3. A minute 21 remaining. 2nd and 10. Cousins steps up, throws, it gets batted back and is nearly intercepted.
Oh, Kenny, that thing was so close. Will Clark had it right in front of his hands. Here's a great look, exactly what Kirk Cousins is looking at. And the long arms of Dunlap, but Will Clark sitting right back here. See, Dunlap's hand goes up. Watch Will Clark nearly intercepts that ball.
That's 7 passes knocked down by Dunlap this season, leads all NFL defensive linemen. 3rd down and 10. Cousins on 3rd down, throws it away. He was under pressure and fired out of bounds. Right tackle Morgan Moses slow to get up as the Redskins send out the field goal unit, try and tie the game.
Sean Laval, the left guard, got overpowered by Will Clark, and Cousins' only option was to throw it away. Here comes Dustin Hopkins to try to tie this ball game.
40-yard attempt. Missed from 55 earlier today. We've had 3 missed kicks, 2 field goals, and an extra point from the right hash. Hopkins' kick from 40 yards out is good, and we are tied at 27.
And now, Kenny, plenty of time for this Bengals offense.
A minute 7 remaining. Take you back to the missed extra point by Nugent early in the 3rd quarter, which would have given Cincinnati a 14-10 lead. Instead, it remained 13-10.
In the life of a kicker, Mike Nugent may have an opportunity to come back and make amends for that missed PAT. Andy Dalton, A.J. Green, Tyler Eifert, a lot of firepower to get the ball downfield for Mike Nugent to be able to redeem himself.
And a lot of firepower on our tremendous crew, led by producer Fran Morrison, director Artie Kempner, technical producer Clyde Taylor, technical director Tom Maslak, associate director Eric Mandia, audio provided by Jeff Cohen, broadcast associates Tyler Dare and Peter Greasy, statistician Barry Hockhauser, our spotter Ben Bulma. Thanks to video engineer Steve Dressman and Josh Weingrad as well. Tremendous job. Everybody flying over to London early in the week. And a terrific game tied with just over a minute remaining.
Yeah, you just said it. I mean, a lot has been made that the fans over here haven't really seen any great games. Well, these two teams delivered today. What a game.
Bengals will start from their 25-yard line with 2 timeouts.
You look at the 3rd and 13, and here's the life of a quarterback. You got Geno Atkins breathing down your neck. You got to hang in there. It wasn't the prettiest of passes, but it got the ball to Jamison Crowder for the first down, and that allowed Dustin Hopkins to be very much in range. Kirk Cousins hanging tough in there.
By the way, John, in case you were wondering, none of the previous 16 NFL games in London have gone to overtime. Here is Dalton setting up the screen, and it's taken out across the 35 to the 38-yard line for a first down by Eifert.
When you're playing on defense, it just takes 1 sack in these situations. That's what it takes, pressure and coverage working together.
From the 38 on first down, Dalton stays on his feet and now fires downfield. Both Green and Norman tackled up with one another, hit the turf, no flags. It will be 2nd and 10 with 38 seconds remaining.
I've got a great deal of respect for Josh Norman because A.J. Green, we've talked about it all day long, as good as it gets, as fast as it gets, but yet Josh Norman, I promise you, went to Joe Barry and said, I don't need help. And here he is one-on-one. You can't play scared in this league. And Josh Norman never has been scared and hanging right with A.J. Green there.
2nd and 10 from the 38. Dalton throws. It's Eifert. There is a flag. Clock stops at 32 seconds.
And that's the biggest thing with this flag is the fact that they get a free timeout essentially due to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Number 24, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
That is the 5th time Norman has been flagged today. 3 of the 5 have been accepted.
Wow. There it is, and there it is again. He's gone with the left. He's gone with the right. It's like a jab from a boxer. But Jay Gruden saying, come on, Josh.
1st and 10 from the 43. As Dalton fires downfield, Green makes the adjustment but could not make the catch.
You've seen it so many times. You think back to days with Randy Moss, the safety not used to going up and attacking the football. A.J. Green very much so. I thought A.J. Green was coming down with that ball. Josh Norman loses the football. You see him try to locate it, can't find it, but Duke Iheanacho waiting like it's a fair catch. You've got to go attack the ball when you're playing against a great receiver.
2nd and 10. 25 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. As Dalton's pass is short, he was looking for LaFell.
This is huge. You're down to 21 seconds. You've got 2 timeouts. So what's key right now is getting this first down. Clearly 4th down territory. So do you want it all right now? Absolutely. But the important thing is getting positive yardage.
Dalton on 3rd down. Looks to escape. He cannot. Down he goes. Back at the 39-yard line. And the Redskins will use a timeout following the sack.
They play what's called 2-man. That's 2 deep safeties with man underneath. Josh Norman undercuts. But a great changeup by Joe Barry. You see Andy Dalton, you got to throw the football away. It wasted valuable time. And you lose the yardage to boot. So here you are with a 4th down situation in dire straits for the Cincinnati Bengals.
First career sack for the rookie out of USC, Sua Cravens. So now the Bengals will punt it away with 11 seconds on the clock. Huber set up at his own 25. Over the head of Jamison Crowder. 3 seconds remaining. 4th quarter here in London. Kenny Albert along with John Lynch from our broadcast gantry, as they call it here at Wembley Stadium, the Poppies, in honor of Remembrance Day coming up here on November 11th. And it looks like we are headed for the first ever NFL overtime game in London.
Yeah, weren't you just saying there'd never been an overtime game? Well, these two teams played their hearts out today. We've seen ebbs and flows, but the end result looks like we're going into overtime, and good for the folks in London. They're going to get to see more football.
And good for the viewers. What a day on Fox Sports. Football triple header, and then game 5 of the World Series, Cubs and Indians. So the Redskins led 10-7 at the half. Bengals took a 10-point lead. Redskins came back with a couple of touchdowns. Then Jeremy Hill gave Cincinnati the lead. Dustin Hopkins with the 40-yard field goal with just over 1 minute remaining to tie the game. We had the missed extra point by Mike Nugent of the Bengals earlier. So Washington and Cincinnati heading for overtime. Neither team will play next week, both on a bye following trip to London, so you may as well leave it all out there.
Here's the overtime rules. 15-minute period, 2 timeouts.
Gentlemen, we're about to begin an overtime period of up to 15 minutes. It is sudden death unless the team possesses the ball, kicks a field goal, in which case their opponent will have an opportunity to possess. 4th quarter timing is in effect. Each team has 2 timeouts, and all the replay challenges will be initiated in the booth. Washington, you get to call the toss. That's heads and that's tails. They have called heads. It is heads. They'll take the ball. They get in this direction first. Good luck, gentlemen.
6th overtime game in the NFL this season. Back in London. Overtime next.
Well, overtime football coming to you from Wembley Stadium. Redskins and Bengals back and forth today. The momentum went back and forth, and here we are going to an extra period. I think there's been plenty of shootouts in Wembley over the years.
Some with the score 0-0.
No penalty time here.
No.
Otherwise, Josh Norman would be in trouble.
As long as we end by the Tottenham Bayer match on Wednesday.
Pubs stay open late over here.
Overtime in London for the first time. Chris Thompson will take a knee. Kirk Cousins and the Redskins offense will start from their 25 in overtime.
Remember, the perfect scenario, you can end this thing. You go down and score a touchdown. Kirk Cousins, you see those numbers. Played a really good game. His bugaboo in that first half was down in the red zone. Second half, he's just stayed away from the red zone. Been scoring from far away.
No DeSean Jackson, he's on the bench. Redskins go with 3 tight ends. And Kelly in the backfield. First and 10, 25-yard line. Play action. Cousins fires, and it's caught out across the 40 for a Redskins first down. Pierre Garçon, gain of 16.
I love the play call. You said it, Kenny. You put 3 tight ends in. Everyone's thinking run, hard play action. Then look at that route, stepping on the feet of Sean Williams. That only works if Pierre Garçon is patient enough to sell that, puts on the brakes, and a great throw by Kirk Cousins.
Now the Redskins send in a second wideout in Ryan Grant. 1st and 10 from the 41. It's Kelly. Kelly out to the 44, gain of 3. Perfect. The tackle, 2nd down and 7.
Here's middle linebacker play. Watch Perfect. It's going to stretch. Boom, he comes back, sees exactly what Rob Kelly's doing. That's great instinctive play at the linebacker position. Then you got to be able to finish with a good solid tackle, and Perfect does just that.
Second down and 7. First possession of overtime. And the play is blown dead. False start.
False start. Number 77, offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Left guard Sean Laval.
This offensive line for the Washington Redskins has done a tremendous job all day long keeping Kirk Cousins clean. Only 1 sack today, and they've thrown it now 45 times. That's great efficiency up front.
2nd down and 12 following the penalty. Cousins complete to Thompson, and Chris Thompson crosses midfield into Bengals territory to the Cincinnati 48. He picks up a 1st down.
Yeah, we talked about Chris Thompson being so valuable. Jay Gruden having to be careful about how much he plays him, but forget about that right now. You're in overtime, and Jay Gruden said, we'll keep you out here, Chris Thompson. Such a tough matchup for the linebackers of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Second career 400-yard game for Kirk Cousins. From the 48, this is Kelly. Kelly gains 3 to the Bengals 45.
Reminder, field goal. Now Cincinnati then gets a chance, but if Washington were to deliver a touchdown, that's the end of this game. So Kirk Cousins and his group being methodical, yet they would love to end this thing right now with a touchdown.
Second down and 7 from the Bengals 45. Cousins in trouble, throws it away. Under pressure from the combination of Johnson and Perfect.
The Perfect wreaking havoc, going to come right here. That A-gap pressure. A-gap is that guard center gap. Cincinnati comes after that gap as much as anybody, probably Minnesota Vikings. Mike Zimmer used to coordinate this defense here.
Third down and 7. Redskins must get to the 38. Cousins throws too far for Crowder. Redskins send out the punting unit.
He had Jamison Crowder. That ball just sailed on him. Good blitz pickup by Chris Thompson. You're going to see Crowder in the middle, number 80. He breaks out. You see a lot of space, but the ball sails high from Kirk Cousins.
Tressway punting from his 45-yard line. Moving to his left is Erickson. Erickson up the sideline. So the Bengals and their offense out on the field for the first time here in overtime.
A.J. Green, such a threat, going against one of the league's best corners in Josh Norman. It's been a battle all day. Josh Norman using his hands, using some tricks of the trade. Had a couple balls in his hands that went through him. A.J. Green was getting the separation. And finally, Andy Dalton realizes, I got to throw this thing early because my guy can run. It's been a tremendous matchup to watch all day long.
Dalton shovel pass on first down. And it is taken out across the 30 by Bernard. There is an injured Redskin, Duke Iannaccio. Gain of 14 for Giovanni Bernard.
You don't like the looks of that. Iannaccio coming in. He goes to cut the legs. You see his neck get bent in a way, and then you just don't like the way that Duke Iannaccio landed right there.
Well, for those of you in the home markets of our second game of the triple header, in a moment you'll be leaving this game, and we will switch you to the start of your game. With the Redskins and Bengals tied at 27 in overtime. It is now sudden death. Redskins have had a possession, punted the ball away. Duke Iannaccio is the injured Redskin.
And Kenny, this could be a while. Duke Iannaccio, you saw his neck get bent in a way that it's not really supposed to move, and so Duke Iannaccio, a lot of concerned teammates down there, a lot of concerned opponents with the look. And the great thing the NFL has is tremendous medical teams to treat Duke Iannaccio in the best possible way.
Iannaccio in his 4th season out of San Jose State. Back in a moment. Redskins medical staff tending to injured safety Duke Iannaccio. He is back on his feet. And that is certainly terrific news.
That's great news. It didn't look good right away, but like I said, the medical crew did a great job from both sides being out there. Now he looks much better.
So do you.
Thank you.
5 in the evening here in London. Some bonus football for the 84,000 on hand at Wembley.
These fans deserve it. It's been a well-played football game on both sides. We've talked about the momentum going back and forth. And now you got A.J. Green out there. This game could end in a hurry, and that's what the Redskins got to be aware of. That guy's a game breaker, and you got to know where he is.
Matched up with Norman. Redskins still without Bashaud Breeland, so Quentin Dunbar remains in the game. At the top of your screen, this is Jeremy Hill. Hill out to the 38-yard line. Gain of 7 on the Bengals' first possession of overtime. Redskins had an opportunity, could not convert on 3rd down. Punted the ball away to the Bengals. Now 2nd down and 3. Again, it is Hill, and Jeremy Hill picks up a Cincinnati 1st down out to the 43-yard line.
And remember now, the opening team, the team that kicks it off, the Redskins, field goal could not win it. Now the next score wins, so field goal, whatever, for the Cincinnati Bengals wins this game.
Right, we are in sudden death. This is Hill going up against a depleted Washington secondary without Bashaud Breeland. Now without Duke Iannaccio, who is in the concussion protocol. Quentin Dunbar on the field. The rookie Kendall Fuller. 2nd and 9 for Cincinnati.
This is where defensive players, someone's got to step up and make a play. And if you're Andy Dalton, of course you'd like to go to A.J. Green, but Tyler Eifert, you got a lot of weapons out there. Brandon LaFell's been quiet all day.
3 receivers to the left side. Dalton on 2nd and 9. Flag is thrown as Dalton gets rid of it. It's a hold.
There's no intentional grounding. Number 11 is in the area holding. Number 61 offense. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Center Russell Bodine.
Yep. See the stunt going around, and Bodine right there on Trent Murphy. Trent Murphy, that's as good as a sack. because of the negative yardage that goes along with the penalty. I like what Kenny Zampese did on that last snap. He put A.J. Green in the slot. There they don't travel Josh Norman with him, and he's coming right back to it, putting A.J. Green in the slot. That has Josh Norman outside, not on A.J. Green.
Second down and 19 as Dalton throws. The catch is made by Green. He's tackled by Fuller at the 44-yard line. So it will be a 3rd down and 9 for the Bengals.
And a lot of people at home might say, why does it matter? He's had plenty of success against Josh Norman. But still, Josh Norman's a great player. Dangerous to throw his way. You'd rather throw at Kendall Fuller, who's a fine player, but certainly not Josh Norman. And now they put him in the slot again to work against Kendall Fuller.
Norman matched up with LaFell, former teammates in Carolina. Play clock is at 4. 3rd down and 9. As Dalton steps up, takes off, picks up a 1st down. Andy Dalton all the way to the Redskins 42.
Well, they bring the nickel blitz off the corner, but it's picked up by Giovanni Bernard, and then look at all that green grass. Man-to-man coverage. Dalton sees it, runs forward for the big gain.
14 yards, longest run of the day for the Bengals. Now it is Hill. Jeremy Hill inside the Redskins 40 as the Bengals inch closer to field goal range for Mike Nugent.
And now you're in that area for the Redskins where every yard is critical. Mike Nugent, the long on the season, 47 in his career, 55 yards. He's missed a field goal and an extra point already today.
Just over 7 minutes gone by in overtime. 2nd down and 8. As Dalton throws. And that time he was looking for Tyler Boyd with the rookie Fuller defending.
And he had him. He tried to throw it outside shoulder. Didn't need to. Solid throw. Boyd had the leverage on him. Here's exactly what he's looking like. Boyd's going to pour in, and you see that ball should be located on the inside. He misfires throwing it outside.
3rd down and 8. If the Bengals do not gain another yard, it will be a 58-yard attempt. Dalton on 3rd down. He is sacked back at the 49-yard line.
You gotta love it by Joe Barry. Criticized last week for only rushing 3. So he says, forget about it. I'm bringing them all. And Sua Cravens and that Washington defense. There's Joe Barry. And he brought it today. Look at all this pressure coming. Goes ahead and brings 5. And just compact the pile right around Andy Dalton. Big stop for the Redskins D.
Ryan Kerrigan, Preston Smith, you mentioned Sua Cravens, all in on the action. A huge sack, forcing a Bengals punt. Crowder, he thought he called for the fair catch. There is a flag. A bit over anxious downfield was Derquez Denard.
Those gunners, they're the guys that run down, often double teamed on the outside, tough position, but again, smart football.
Fair catch interference. Number 21, kicking team, for contacting the signaler of a fair catch. 15 yards will be added to the play. 1st down.
Can't do it, Kenny.
No.
It's just plain and simple. 15 yards are so valuable. The fair catch had already been called before that. He tries to get out of the way, but it's not about trying. You got to clearly stay away once they've called a fair catch. There's the fair catch. Denard, you see the problem. He's looking at the ball. It's a tough duty. He's looking at the ball rather than Crowder.
So what a turn of events. The last 2 plays, the sack and the 15-yard penalty. So now the Redskins take over. 6:53 remaining. from their 22-yard line. Second Redskins possession. This is Kelly. Kelly works his way out to the 28 for a gain of 6.
Sean McVay, the offensive coordinator for Washington, knows it's important to continue to mix the run along with that pass. Cousins has 48 attempts. See Morgan Moses, the right tackle for Washington, down after the play.
Moses shaken up earlier and now tended to by the Redskins medical staff. With the Redskins and Bengals tied at 27 in overtime from Wembley.
We've been playing football for a long time, and there's the chess match. On your left, Paul Guenther, the defensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals. Sean McVay, offensive coordinator for the Washington Redskins. Right now, they're going to those sheets. They've called a lot of plays, but another critical down right now.
Guenther used to work for the Redskins on the offensive side under Steve Spurrier. Marvin Lewis on that staff as well in Washington. Second down and 4. Cousins moving to his right. He throws. There's a flag. Jordan Reed makes the catch for a Redskins first down.
It'll be a hold on the defense. What a job by Kirk Cousins.
Prior to the pass, holding number 24 defense. That penalties declined. Result of the play, first down.
And Secchi in at right tackle for Moses. He gets beat right over here, but watch Cousins step up in this pocket. Step up, avoid Carlos Dunlap, and then eyes downfield. Tremendous job by Kirk Cousins working the pocket and escaping with eyes downfield.
Penalty is declined. First and 10 from the 42. Complete to Garcon. Pierre Garcon with a stiff arm, and he enters Bengals territory.
Redskins wanting another 15 yards on the sideline. See that right arm being grabbed, and then Josh Shaw pushes him right on the edge of the sideline.
5.5 remaining in overtime. A career-high 436 yards passing. Cousins' previous high 427. Complete at the 42-yard line. It is Garcon again for a gain of 5. Redskins doing it without Deshaun Jackson. You mentioned they lost their right tackle Morgan Moses. There's Dustin Hopkins as the Redskins now look to get into field goal range.
Real smart move by Jay Gruden. Pierre Garcon was pushed out of bounds. Didn't like the way he was hit, some of the extracurricular. He pulls him off because he knows 15 yards would absolutely kill him right now.
3 receivers set. Second down and 5. This is Thompson. Chris Thompson takes it down to the Bengals 36. As Garcon heads back out onto the field. Grant exits.
There's Garcon. Great job, as I said, by Gruden. He saw he was getting heated. The Bengals trying to goad him into 15 yards. And Jay Gruden does the best thing when a guy's excited like that. Pull him off, give him a little talking to. Now you put him back in.
Third down and 1 for the Redskins.
Bengals not ready.
And Cincinnati will call timeout.
Pierre Garcon wanted the ball. He saw that the Bengals were not ready. He was uncovered, wanted the ball snapped, but the Bengals beat him to the punch with the timeout call. There he is. He's saying, that's like out on the street. I'm open, I'm open. And you know what? There's no one out there. If they snap it right there, but you see Paul Guenther right at the corner calling timeout before Cousins can get the ball out to him.
Number 36, Sean Williams racing over to cover Garcon. Following the timeout, third down and 1. If the Redskins do not gain a yard, it would be an attempt of 54, 55 yards.
So Hopkins come up short from 55 earlier today.
Off the play fake. Cousins throws. There is a flag as Niles Paul could not gather it in.
Kenny, I'll correct you. There were 3 flags.
Paul shaken up, holding his right shoulder.
Prior to the pass, holding. Number 55 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
A huge call on Vontaze Burfict.
Here's Vontaze Burfict. He's covering Jordan Reed, and he's beat right there. He hangs on for dear life, and that's why Cousins couldn't get rid of the ball till so late. There you go. I would say that's a hold, Kenny, and that's why 3 flags came his way.
So a new set of downs for the Redskins in overtime. Tied at 27. Huge day of football on Fox. This is the first of a triple header. The 1 o'clock Eastern games already underway, and then America's game of the week, the Packers and the Falcons. And if you haven't had enough, Cubs Indians, game 5 of the World Series later tonight. And for the first game break today for us to Los Angeles, Carissa Thompson.
Kenny, Arizona at Carolina, rematch of last year's NFC Championship game. First drive of the game, bad start for Carson Palmer, fumbles the ball, picked up by Thomas Davis in return, 46 yards. Panthers' 3rd defensive touchdown this season. They're up 7-0. Kenny?
Thanks, Carissa. That might be a record. The first game break comes in overtime. Haven't had that before. Niles Paul leaves the field. Dustin Hopkins, will he have an opportunity? Redskins with a 1st and 10 from the Bengals 32. Next score wins if that score takes place in the next 4 minutes, 5 seconds. On first down, it's Kelly. Perfect to tackle. Gain of 4.
We go back, Kenny, to how this drive started. The fair catch interference where Denard ran into Jamison Crowder. That's the 15 yards that has them within field goal position right now. Tough play for Denard because, as we showed, he was looking at the ball. Never saw the fair catch sign, but nonetheless a crucial mistake.
After the Bengals were real close to getting it to field goal range, and then a sack forcing the punt. Pass to the outside for Jordan Reed, and Reed takes it to the Bengals 20-yard line. They mark it at the 19.
Now it's a matter for Jay Gruden. Do you want to try to get this thing in the end zone, or do you just want to run the ball up the middle to set up Hopkins for the game winner? Tell Rob Kelly whatever he does, and everybody out there, ball security is of a premium. 2 hands on the football at all times.
1st and 10 from the Cincinnati 19-yard line. Cousins hands it off to Kelly. There is a flag. And another.
There are 2 fouls by the offense on the play. Illegal shift. 2 players in motion did not set before the snap. That penalty is declined. Holding, number 75 offense. That penalty is accepted. 10 yards. Repeat first down.
See the right guard here. See the hold. Now the 14th penalty. 14th penalty for Washington. And you just, aside from coaching points there, aside from 2 hands on the ball, no penalties. You're in field goal position. Just can't go backwards. And 2 penalties now on the Redskins. Their 14th of the day.
From the 29-yard line, it is Kelly. And Robert Kelly stays on his feet inside the 15, down at the 13-yard line. So Kelly gains 16 on the play for the Redskins.
How about Rob Kelly? We talked about him earlier, always keeping his legs churning. Look at that huge hole. Trent Williams just blowing Michael Johnson off the ball. and then finishing. Talked about finishing earlier. What a run by Rob Kelly.
And now Cousins will set up a field goal attempt from the middle of the field. They're on the left hash.
That's right. He tries to position it in the middle of the field. Now you go to kick it on the third down. In case there's a mishandle of the snap, you can go ahead and do it all over on fourth down.
So Dustin Hopkins out to attempt the potential game-winning field goal from 34 yards out. First ever overtime game in London. And a timeout was taken by the Bengals prior to the snap. So Marvin Lewis freezing the kicker. By the way, John, in case you were wondering, the last Redskins tie game, as we were down to 2:13 remaining at overtime, you have to go all the way back to November '97. It was the Gus Frerotte game. Remember when he headbutted the wall?
I remember that.
7-7 tie with the Giants. Bengals played a tie game against Carolina 2 years ago, 37-37.
Marvin Lewis right by the official there. Had that one timeout left in his pocket. He went ahead and used it, trying to ice Hopkins.
From 34 yards out, Nick Sundberg will snap it. Tress Way is the holder. Dustin Hopkins from 34. His kick is no good. Wide to the left.
Wow. It's happening over stateside, and it's happening in London. Kickers just not being able to come through in the clutch. And Hopkins, I guess, was iced effectively by Marvin Lewis. Just pulls it right off the bat. Good snap, good hold. Just too much draw right from the start for Hopkins.
Hopkins had missed only 2 all season coming into this game. He has missed 2 today. So now the Bengals take over with 2:09 remaining in overtime. Catch is made by Eifert. And a tackle by Dante Whitner. How often can we say we have hit the 2-minute warning in overtime? Back after this. We have had 4 missed kicks today. This was the missed extra point. Mike Nugent back in the 3rd quarter. Both kickers missed a field goal in the 2nd quarter from 50 plus. Moments ago, Hopkins from 34, wide to the left.
Everyone always says, I want that job. Maybe people will start reconsidering over the last couple weeks of football.
Two minutes remaining in overtime. Dalton throws, catch is made by Boyd out at the 38-yard line for a Bengals first down. Cincinnati out of timeouts. Remember, we just had a tie game on Sunday night. Arizona-Seattle 6-6.
With plenty of missed kicks.
Dalton on first down. That pass was batted and falls to the turf with 1:33 remaining.
See Joe Barry continuing to dial up the pressure, and it's Sua Cravens who gets that left hand up. Sua Cravens has missed time with a concussion earlier this year, but he's a playmaker. He's going to make this defense better. Kind of a hybrid linebacker slash safety guy that Jay Gruden, Joe Barry, really fortunate and excited to have back. There he is, right in that A gap. A little guy, but he carries a big stick.
2nd and 10. Pass caught by Boyd. You see on our Fox box, next score wins. That next score might be in the Tottenham game on Wednesday. 3rd down and 1. A minute 10 remaining. It is Dalton on the sneak.
Ball comes
out. Redskins say they have it. Officials attempting to get to the bottom of the pile. It is Redskins football.
Wow. Someone came in at the end of that quarterback sneak and put their helmet right on the football.
And it was recovered by the rookie Anthony Lanier.
Here it is. You see, I believe it's Will Compton who comes in there, puts his head on the football. It's Chris Baker, his hands there. Here comes Will Compton, and boom, that is Will Compton. The shot, Chris Baker's hand pulling at the ball. Will Compton comes, puts his face right on the ball. Anthony Lanier, and now Dustin Hopkins back in business. He's been iced.
Take off that cap, get ready. So Will Compton involved in both Dalton turnovers, had the interception earlier. Redskins have 2 timeouts from the Bengals 47. With a minute remaining in overtime. Pass is caught by a wide open Garcon. There is a flag as Garcon brings it to the Cincinnati 33.
Pass interference, number 88 offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat 1st down.
It's against Garcon. That is the 15th Washington penalty.
Watch Pierre Garcon working against Pac-Man Jones. Boom, just a quick left hand, but Adam Jones is retreating on his own. So I think that may have looked like offensive pass interference, but I saw Adam Jones retreating to get depth and as a cover 2 corner. Jay Gruden, I think, saw the same thing.
So another huge penalty. John, the last time there were consecutive weeks with ties, 97. That Redskins-Giants game, 7-7, and Eagles-Ravens. Tie games, back-to-back weeks. Cousins could not find anyone, and then he throws it out of bounds.
Will Compton, who sprung the ball loose. Let's go back to that. Watch what I'm saying. See Adam Jones retreating on his own. I think it gave the appearance that he was pushed by Pierre Garcon. I didn't like that call, though.
Second down and 20. Jamison Crowder brought down at the 44.
What a tackle by Denard, making up for his earlier penalty. And now you got to, if you're the Redskins, try to push the tempo. Jay Gruden now calling a timeout.
Stops the clock with 30 seconds remaining in overtime. Both the Redskins and Bengals in London for the first time. What a game.
Unbelievable. I mean, back and forth, missed kicks, but I think a lot of good football being played as well. Penalties. I mean, these folks in London been treated to a special game here, and we're still going, Kenny.
Over 84,000. I don't think anybody is left. Redskins had an opportunity to win it, but Hopkins missed the field goal. There he is, following Bengals turnover. Redskins get the ball back. Key penalty committed by Garcon. Third down and 19. Over the middle. Jordan Reed across midfield.
And now on fourth down, I think you throw the Hail Mary up. You let the clock go down to where Cincinnati doesn't have time than to kick a field goal. It's exactly what Jay Gruden's doing. 3 seconds, he's saying, call the timeout, then one chance at a Hail Mary play. Look at this overtime. Here was Andy Dalton sacked. And then Hopkins, after was iced where he made the field goal, now misses it. And then you see Chris Baker's hand in there ripping at the ball. Will Compton comes in there to pop it loose. And indeed it did pop loose. Here we are with the Redskins with 1 snap left.
A.J. Green in on defense.
A.J. Green as the safety. We used to do this in Tampa with Keyshawn Johnson. A.J. Green all the way back here.
It was interesting to listen to the coaches, Bruce Arians, Pete Carroll, the players after the tie on Sunday night. Nobody knows how to react. It's not a win. It's not a loss. Final play, barring a defensive penalty. Clock hits 0. Cousins. And that will do it. So the Redskins and Bengals fly all the way to London. 27-27 tie. For John Lynch, Pam Oliver, this is Kenny Albert as we take you to the second game of our Fox triple header after these messages.